This is the Fox News alert. Shooting on a college campus. I'm John Saucier. Police and FBI are responding to a shooting on the campus of Florida State University in Tallahassee. We've heard a suspect has been taken into police custody. At least 6 people are injured. We don't know the extent of those injuries, but students and staff were told to seek shelter and then wait for further instructions. Now, we did speak with one student in Tallahassee who was reacting to this news.
Honestly, I just hope everyone's okay, and I hope that we can just do better precautions so this doesn't happen again. And I just feel awful for the students on there having to go through these emotions right now.
The school's canceled all remaining classes and activities, no athletic events for the remainder of today. A spokesperson says that Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare was receiving and treating people affected by the shooting, and police were seen responding near the student union. Governor Ron DeSantis is reacting on X. He writes, "Our prayers are with our FSU family, and state law enforcement is actively responding. We do have word that President Trump has also been briefed on the situation." Speaking of the president, he got together with the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni at the White House this afternoon. President Trump says both countries share a strong relationship, and he's fully confident the U.S. will reach a new trade deal with Europe.
We're going to have very little problem making a deal with Europe or anybody else, because we have something that everybody wants. You know what that means, right? We have something that everybody wants.
The Prime Minister says she's confident they can work out a new trade deal and adds that she hopes this could lead to further discussions with other European countries.
My goal would be invite President Trump to pay an official visit to Italy and understand if there's a possibility when he comes to organize also such a meeting with Europe.
The president has recently temporarily suspended his plan for higher tariffs on European goods. He argues these tariffs will give the U.S. fair economic trade. Many economists believe this will slow economic growth and drive up costs. America's listening to Fox News.
You've likely heard about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too, with their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. An easy, affordable way to see how it could literally change your life. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally, developed by doctors. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce or eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Trying it couldn't be easier with their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call. 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, every day you feel better is a day you live better. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start today. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Look out. I can see the clock. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick for this here sports rock on tour extraordinaire. The mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder, and it's Thursday. We're closing in the weekend. How's it going, boys? Good to have you aboard. I put this on Facebook. I came in this afternoon, or I came into the studio to do the show, getting ready for the show today. And normally the great big clock is like a 5-foot square clock up on the wall where the TV screen is. And normally it has like 4 different time zones around the world, Bangkok and Korea or whatever. And so, and frequently when I'm given the time zone, I'll be looking up at that clock and I'm likely to just start saying the numbers of the first one I come to. So I usually will say, oh, it's 407. You know what I mean? I'll get goofing around. And so all of a sudden today I look up and say, oh my God, it took all of them away except the one line of numbers only. And it says XTRA 106.3 and then great big numbers, 3, 04, 08, 09, 010, so like that. So I can't possibly get confused. Now, I don't think they did it to have fun with me because I keep looking at the wrong time zone. But it is pretty clever that all of it, and I put this on Facebook and YouTube. Just in case.
I think they did.
It's possible. I don't know, Flounder, did you look into this at all?
I'm not sure if they did it on purpose, but Mike did look at it, and there was an update on the software. So they did that, and I was telling Kimmer off air, under the timing in the future, it'll actually have the local weather.
Which is nice, which is helpful.
I kind of like knowing what time it was in Bangkok.
Well, in case you need. You just never know. I mean, it could have been,
I need to check on the girls.
Well,
I call up,
there
ask
you
them
are.
how's business.
Well, you think they're girls. We used to work with a guy who never mind. Yeah,
No.
Yeah, where all of a sudden he showed. All of a sudden he was making a big deal about it. He took a trip to Thailand, and I'll be darned, son of a gun, he ran into an old buddy of his that he had, in Thailand at the same time in the same place. I'll be damned. The same.
Oh, that's a
guy.
okay. I thought you were talking about the legend. No, you're talking about another guy.
Guy we worked with actually was on our rails. Anyway, 305. Kimmer Pete and Flounder. How's it going? Oh, also, I put a little video of my doggy, my special Dr. Dina's doggy. I went to the dentist today. Atlanta Smiles, one of our sponsors and my longtime dentist and friend, 30 years. And so I put the video of the little doggy there in my lap, doing stuff. Just if you're checking it out on Facebook and YouTube. All right, 306. Look at it. There's only one line I can possibly get wrong. And here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on, including more UFO stuff and now a new underwater to fly in synchronization UFO thing that just came forward. I mean, there's, I don't know why they just sit down one day and say, okay, here's all of it. Here's the videos, here's the recordings, everything. This is what we know. So America's all prepared to deal with whatever's happening because we know, I believe that all those things that we believe, well, maybe not all. I believe that a lot of this stuff that we believe to be real and we've seen is real, and it's from outer space. It's not man-made here. So obviously they're more advanced than we are on Earth, and therefore if they really wanted to take us or kill us or eat us or whatever, they would have done it, or they still could. So, we at least ought to know the truth. That's just. I
still think it's either interdimensional beings or
again, same thing.
Atlantis is real.
Well, again, who knows? It could be. We don't know anything about what's going on down there. I mean, who knows that when you flip it over, it's like a whole, like another dimension, another whole another warp. I mean, who knows? But clearly, if there is something that's real, and so therefore they are more advanced than we are. Anyway, so we'll go stuff. But and also we talk a lot about.
Are you talking about aliens or women?
Both. I know a little bit more about aliens, I think, clearly. God, my kids will hate me. And we got that. And we're going to talk a lot about this business. Has any member of the media or any Democrat said anything about, oops, gee, we really got that wrong. Sorry, we didn't know this guy was that bad after all.
They never admit they're wrong. They just move on to the next stupid idea.
Well, we're going to talk a lot about that. We've got a lot about, and if you didn't see her mom, Rachel Marin's mom, last night, and by the way, she was a special guest as part of the White House, and that's the kind of thing that the media covers. Although most of the media refused, and the White House has a comment about that. So you'll hear. And by the way, we're not going to play. She told the truth about what happened to her daughter, mother of 5 or whatever. And I mean, it was just brutal, gruesome. And I've got the script of it. I'll read a few. I mean, in case you didn't know, I'm not going to do a gruesome thing about it, but you should know how evil this guy was. And again, for them not even to care or to cover about it. And so that we'll do that here in good measure shortly. Also, we're going to start, though, well, I don't have much of the story on this, but there was apparently a news conference, and this happened, the case in Texas, where the 2 teenagers at the athletic meet had an argument, and the black teenager pulled out a knife and stabbed the white teenager in the heart and killed him. And he admitted he did it. He knew he did it. He claims it was self-defense, even though obviously he wasn't attacked, in a life-threatening manner by anything. So anyway, that's what he claims. So the killer, is now free on bond. The judge felt sorry for him, and so he's free on bond. He apparently just bought a Cadillac Escalade, and the family's renting $1 million house in a gated community, so they're doing pretty good. They want all the money they raised, $500,000 raised for the kid, and so they went out and bought a Cadillac Escalade for about $120 or something.
Shouldn't they go for legal costs?
Yeah, well, no, Flounder, you racist bastard. God, you can't tell a black family what to do. Oh my God, how can you separate a Cadillac from a family that's went through the anyway.
All right. Did you see the press conference? Did you see
but we're going to hear I've got Flounder's got the sound of that guy, the would-be Johnny Cochran. I think his name is he's the attorney Cash McDollarsign, I think. And here's what apparently the father of the dead kid that was murdered showed up at the news conference. I assume to monitor what was going on or to hear what they were saying or whatever. Anyway, here's how the attorney representing the killer's family and the killer said about the father of the guy he murdered showing up today. Flounder, if you will.
And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later,
Don't be what now?
Is that was disrespectful
Gat?
and just shows you
That's right.
all the character who is not invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words.
Actions
Who's the
like
victim here?
Like
What
murder.
he has failed into
Actions like
is
murder.
the political operatives
Political.
that want to make this thing
They got you the money?
a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism. We have conservative operatives that have been posting nonstop about this case.
Let me just say this. I don't know if that's is Carmelo's dad standing behind the mama, the guy
Yeah, we
in the
can't
vest and the bow tie and the white shirt. He
Yeah.
looks like a lawn jockey.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously,
the
he
whole
dressed like
thing-
a lawn jockey.
This is the kind of crap we heard. But this has been going on. They came out of the woodwork when George Floyd was killed. They came out with the same thing with Trevor, not Trevor Martin. What the hell's a kid's name down in Florida? And also Trayvon Martin or whatever his name was, and Ferguson, Missouri. I mean, and the guy. Oh my God, they keep coming out of the woodwork like this, and they all trying to be like Johnny Cochran Jr. or something, and they sound like a bunch of shysters. They sound like a bunch of preachers on the stuff for political reasons. And by the way, he complained about actions speak louder than words. You mean like murder? Stabbing a knife in the heart of an unarmed teenager?
He's the victim. They're the victims.
It's unbelievable. Anyway, so we got that going for us, which is nice. Actions. Good Lord. Anyway, our 3 o'clock hour brought to our friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. We say yes when the big banks say no at FirstLibertyGA.com. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder will talk at length about this business with the MS-13 gangbanger and more about what he truly is. And again, I'm still waiting for one member of the media to say, "Oh boy, did we? You got us." Just that would be a hero. I mean, anyway. Well, we got Pete's tweets, we got Flounder's funnies, we got Holy Crap at Sports, we got
A game if you want.
Oh, and again, I'll put down a game, absolutely a game. Oh, also, I've got a problem physically, and I'm going to stand up and show Flounder, because you do a lot of working out, right? Do you have like trainers? And so I haven't been to a trainer in 30 years.
I don't have a trainer, but I try.
you know, a lot of
I try and
physical-
go to the gym at least 2 to 3
okay,
times
I'm
a
going to
week.
show you what's going on with me, and it happens every night at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I can't sleep, and I'm in total agony, and all of a sudden the rest of the day it's fine. And I think I know what it is, but I can't believe it because I've never had it before, and I don't like it, and I don't know what to do. And so we'll have to get to the bottom of that because it's bothering me. Anyway, well, I'll explain in a second. 313, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3, and here's the number, 404-741-1230. And by the way, you heard the guys earlier. Ladies, will you no longer date a guy at 5'7" and under? If he's 5'8" or under, girls do not want. 85% of the women online said they wouldn't date him. Yes. Sir.
Also, thanks to Stovall Company for putting up with us yesterday.
Oh, we're going to talk. Yeah, we're going to talk about that at length. That was fun. Paul and the boys. I mean, they were great guys. We had so much fun. Coming, and Flounder's going back to get bushes too, because he's got they got everything. All right, coming up 313. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. In a manner of speaking, that's what it means.
Morning Extra, Neil Boyce, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'll hold everything. I put that right back on there. No, it's all good. It's all totally good. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 314. How's everything going? I'm just, everybody, I've been talking about my teeth and talking about stuff, and I got a little thing going on here. If your health care is bothering you concerning your health insurance, well, the health insurance doctor has a plan that'll fit you because he'll find you one. That's the deal. The big boys are back in town. We call it Trump Care. The health insurance doctor's name is Stephen. But for the record, he's he's your health insurance doctor also. Trump Care means if you're healthy or whatever, self-employed, maybe you have your own business, whether you've been dealing with those COBRA plan business things or whatever. Stephen's got plans, health insurance doctor, for 0% of deductibles, maybe no forking over the $50 when you show up at the office. He's got family saving 60% on premiums. How about things like dental coverage or vision things and cancer things and accidental policies and stuff like that? He's got clients literally saving $10,000 a year, the whole family. I mean, it's unbelievable. And there's all. I mean, it's complicated. And he'll look up all the stuff about IRS penalties or subsidies around what I don't know, but he does. And the deal is, you don't have to pay him for all the work he's going to do for you, and you don't have to pay him a nickel. Here's the number: Stephen, health insurance doctor, 678-523-0759. On the web, healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
True Prep, Atlanta's leading preparedness store, has two incredible deals going. The Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 3 AR-15 for just $649, featuring a mid-length gas system, 15-inch M-Lock free-floating handguard, and a 30-round PMAG. Plus, get 1,000 rounds of check-made, brass-cased, box prime 223 ammo for only $399.99, or 20-round boxes for just $8.99 each. For directions, visit online at trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. True Prep. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow.
There are nut jobs on the road. Who knows where they learn to drive? If one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Van Sant Law, one of Georgia's top-rated personal injury lawyers and car accident firms. Time is of the essence. Don't waste any. The longer you wait to get the right lawyer, the longer it takes to get the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law today. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
All right, here we go. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, what's going on? It's Thursday. Big shooting at the Florida State campus. Student Union is an active crime scene. They're staying still. Cops are all over the place. And at least, I believe it's 5 or 6 shot, at least 6 injured, it says. Now, whether they're all wounded or shot or tripping and falling, I don't know. But apparently nobody killed. And I'm not sure about whether the shooter or shooters are in custody. Have you got...
Somebody's reporting 6 are dead. So we'll
6
see.
dead. Oh, my God. I'm looking at the headline here. It says 6 injured.
Yeah. There's a headline that came across that said hopefully they're wrong.
Oh, wow. And again, I don't have any idea what happened or where it was really and why. I mean, again, it's breaking news, so we'll keep you posted. I'm sorry, Flounder was talking right over the thing here. 2024, Metallica, their frontman James Hetfield showed off a new tattoo which included some of Lemmy Kilmister's ashes in a rock and roll tribute to the star of Motorhead who had passed away 9 years before. Hetfield showed off the Ace of Spades design etched on his middle finger. The ink was mixed with a part of remains given to him after Lemmy died from cancer in 2015. Well, that's okay. I mean, I can see that. I know. I've known people now. Hell, I've got my parents' ashes in my blood. I think I might have mentioned on the podcast when my parents died and they both were cremated, and so I had their ashes, and I went up to the tee box for the 6th hole at the Country Club of Pittsfield, which is a Donald Ross designed golf course in the Berkshires of Western Massachusetts, where they'd lived for 100 years or whatever, a family, and still have family there now. And so I had their 2 bags, and I had a knife. And now, if you know anything about ashes in a bag, those bags from the funeral home are big-time Charlie thick plastic bags. They're not just plastic bags you get at the store. I mean, so yeah, and I had my knife, so I'm digging to try to dig in the thing with both of them, and I sliced my hand, and their ashes poured into my hand, into my streaming blood into my hand. So I had both my parents' ashes were into my bloodstream while I was spreading their ashes on it was the highest point of the golf course where you could see the most of the Berkshire Mountains in the background, and so that's where I spread their ashes up there, illegally, by the way.
That beats Keith Richards. You want to hear what happened with his dad?
Yeah, didn't he get smoked through the pipe one more time with some hot chick or something?
he spilled some of the ashes on his sleeve, and he looked at it, and he went, "What the hell?" And he snorted it.
He snorted his. And wasn't it the Grateful Dead guy who had his ashes given to his girlfriend to one more run through the round? Or I don't know, maybe not. Well, not girlfriend, so to speak. Anyway, Caribbean Flounder 322. Our quick birthday check here. Sean Bean. Would be spelling Sean Bean. What's that?
He's a great actor.
Great actor. Sean Bean is 66. He was Boromir in The Lord of the Rings. Boromir. Ned Stark on Game of Thrones. Zeus in the Percy Jackson movies. Ian, the main bad guy in National Treasure. And he was 006, the villain in Golden Eye. Which I think a lot of people have forgotten, for that matter. Sean Bean. And
Patriot Games.
Oh, that was the other one. I didn't mention that, but that's one I was trying to think of, and for some, I skipped my thing there. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, check this out. Just the other day, we were talking about this, Pete Davis. 1964. On this very day, showrooms across America were officially given the unveiling of the Ford Mustang. The World's Fair in Flushing Meadows, New York, this day, 1964, debuted in showrooms across America. Something like 22,000 Mustangs snapped up by buyers immediately. The World War II fighter plane was the Mustang. One of the first vehicles came to be known as a pony car. Ford sold about 400,000 the first year, way more than they had any idea. In fact, the Mustang was originally a 2-seater, and then they said, no, we need to make it a 4-seater, and that's why they just went bananas. It was a working man's Thunderbird, they called it, long hood, short deck, starting price tag of $2,300. Lee Iacocca was the boss. Later headed up Chrysler. He did the marketing and developing. Was on the covers of Time and Newsweek, featured in commercials. One buyer in Texas slept at a Ford showroom until his check cleared so he could actually drive it home. Was in the Bond movie Goldfinger, 68 Mustang, famously in Steve McQueen's Bullet car. All over the place, and it was the 1964 Mustang convertible that drove the Kimmer and my good friend Pete from New England into Montreal, Canada, where
got yourself some nice whores.
Couple who's.
They were ladies of the evening, and they were French. And that one girl, I wanted to do was kiss her, and she said, "No to kiss, no to kiss," and I never got to kiss her. My first thing, anyway. So there you go. So that was a Ford Mustang.
Wiley was very impressed by that story, too.
Poor Wiley. By the way, I haven't seen her. It's her birthday, and she's probably out celebrating. Right. I don't know. I didn't see her. Anyway, all right. Kimmer Pete and Flounder, 325. How you doing? 404-741-1230. Okay. This really just steams me all over the place. Maryland man, my butt. Maryland man, a father of, yeah. By the way, he married his girlfriend that he knocked up only after he got arrested. So it would look like he was a married man and had a family and was a law-abiding citizen. He's a criminal. He's a gangster. Arbrego Garcia. There are two different El Salvadorian gangbangers we're going to be talking about here. Let's not get them confused. This is the one, this guy named Garcia. Here's some of the things he did against his girlfriend wife. His wife had a restraining order against him, saying he beat her so often, I'm afraid to be close to him. I have multiple photos and videos of how violent he can be and all the bruises he's left me. He scratched me on the eye, left me bleeding, threw a laptop at me on the floor. He got angry again, started yelling, ripped my shirt and shorts off, grabbed my arm, left some marks. He hit her at least a couple times in one particular incident. He hit me with his work boot. Again, later he hit me in the eye, leaving a purple eye and a black eye. The Department of... That's just stuff he did to his wife, okay? Department of Homeland Security, new documents proving that this guy Garcia, was deported to the El Salvador mega prison confinement center because he is a member of the MS-13 gang. Proven reliable sources. He was caught in loitering in a Home Depot parking lot with MS-13 gang members. MS-13 gang members do not loiter with regular fathers who are there looking for work, okay? They don't do it. You can only be a part of the MS-13 with other MS-13 members, period. He's an active member with the Western Clique, the rank of Chicao, whatever the hell that is, and he had his own moniker of Chele. Those are his MS-13 gang monitors. He was also wearing gang monitor clothing, Chicago Bulls hat and hoodie with rolls of money covering the eyes, ears, and mouth of the presidents of the different denominations. Wearing that clothing, it's indicative of the Hispanic gang culture. The meaning of the clothing is to represent their oy y calar, or see no evil, hear no evil, say no evil. The Bulls hat he was wearing had less to do with sports and more about internal happenings with the Latin gangs. It represents that they're a member in good standing with MS-13. Holy crap. I mean, this is outrageous. And not one single Democrat, not one single reporter of any kind has said a damn thing about it. Now, it gets worse. If you didn't hear this last night, and we aren't even going to play the horrible parts of this mother. Again, now this is another El Salvadorian guy. This is a convicted murderer. Rachel Morin was the mother of 5 who was brutally murdered, and her mother was featured in a special event at the White House last night. And this was an event that the press is welcome to cover and usually covers, although we'll talk about how some of them didn't last night. Last night, the mother of the murdered woman addressed the media, especially since the senator from Maryland was going over to try to get the killer back. Flounder, if you would, the mother of Rachel Morin last night at the White House.
Why are we not protecting the American citizens. It's just common sense. Why are we not protecting our children? And to have a senator from Maryland who didn't even acknowledge or barely acknowledged my daughter and the brutal death that she endured, leaving her 5 children without a mother and now a grandbaby without a grandmother, so that he can use my taxpayer money to fly to El Salvador to bring back someone that's not even an American citizen. Why does that person have more right than I do, or my daughter, or my grandchildren?
Again, this is the mother of the woman who was murdered. That guy got caught, and he's been convicted. She was talking about another Salvadoran who's also a member of the MS-13 gang, and now a senator from her state wants to go get him and bring him back to America. I mean, it's just appalling. And by the way, now, and concerning what happened to her daughter, and again, I'm not going to read all this because it's horrible. But about what she went through. And again, this woman, the mother, was a special guest at the White House briefing. The press should have been there. We'll talk about why many of them weren't in a second. The mother says he saw her. He saw there was nobody around. He attacked her, dragged her 150 feet, blood gushing from her head, left a 150-foot trail of blood to the culvert where he picked her up, threw her against the wall of the tunnel, raped her again, hammered her head against the rocks, dragged her through thorn bushes, beating her so severely she had broken ribs and a broken face. He picked her up, threw her into the tunnel, raped her some more, strangled her because he didn't want her to be able to live to tell the story. No compulsion, no nothing, no remorse on his face when he was in court, nothing, like it didn't make a damn bit of difference. And she wonders what the hell is going on. And coming up, the reaction to why most of the media doesn't give a damn, and they're not going to say, boy, did we screw that up. Boy, did we screw that up. Where's the apologies, Democrats?
They won't, ever.
Never. The media and the Democrats have been in cahoots for 8 years, and they're sitting on their hands like before the Trump speech before Congress. It's the same, GI. 331, Kevin Payne Font. How you doing Thursday? Look out, here we go.
Extra from 6 to 10. Glenn Beck until noon. Clay and Buck from noon to 3. And the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. Plus Jesse Kelly from 6 to 9. And Jimmy Vela from 9 to midnight. The voices you need all day with the conservative voice of Atlanta. XTRA 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
As I was leaving Dr. Dina's dentist office today, I took the back roads to come back up off the Parkway thing. And it was, sure enough, in all these nice neighborhoods, a truck was parked on the side of the road coming around a hill, and I almost got hit trying to avoid. I'm telling you. And I kept thinking, David Van Sant. A very good reason, because, anything could happen. And especially if something like that. Now, if they had like a cone out and someone say, well, you should have been warned. I mean, then who's going to argue about insurance coverage of that kind of stuff? It's too complicated for me to do it. I'll bet you David Van Sant licks his chops every time, though, because, he used to work for the insurance companies. So he knows all about this stuff, and he knows what the ins and outs and who to talk to and what to get done. And they all know that he knows, and so they don't want to pay any more than they have to, but David Van Sant tends to make them pay a lot more than they want to. And don't forget this. He's in it for you. If you don't get paid, he doesn't get paid. Insurance is complicated. They have their graphs and charts. But again, if something's a little iffy or different, it costs different things for different cars, repairs in different places, stuff like that, let him argue it for you. He gets the job done. Here's the number. Put this in your phone, 855-GA-INJURY, and online, vansantlaw.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Echo. Got outdoor projects lined up for the spring? Then you need Echo Power Equipment, the right tools for the job. From trimmers and blowers to chainsaws and edgers, Echo delivers power, performance, and reliability to tackle any task. Whether you're cleaning up the yard or taking on big projects, Echo gets it done. Stop by your local Howard Brothers today and get the Echo power you need for every outdoor job. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
If you're the decision maker at your company, we have great news for you, for your HR department, and for your employees. A new and future-forward way to do health benefits is here from Thatch. Not only do your employees get better health benefits with Thatch, but you save an average of $1,620 per employee per year. That's right. You can save over $1,600 per employee per year. Plus, Thatch reduces the time your HR department spends administering benefits. Businesses all over the country love Thatch's breakthrough approach. Rather than a wasteful one-size-fits-all plan, Thatch empowers your employees by letting them customize their own benefits plans. And you save money and time while providing your employees with better health benefits, which works better for everyone. Book a demo with Thatch and we'll send you a $100 gift card. Visit thatch.ai/radio to book a demo for your gift card. That's THATCH.ai/radio. Thatch.ai/radio.
There's a tidal wave of clean car happiness sweeping across Braves country. Tidal Wave Auto Spa is your go-to car wash destination for a game day ready ride. Experience Major League Clean at Tidal Wave, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. Stay clean car happy all season long with membership discounts, exclusive giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for details.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Springtime is here. Looking for a fun weekend with family, friends, and the kids? The Mitsubishi Electric Classic, presented by Venture, Georgia's only PGA Tour Champions event, returns to Metro Atlanta April 25th through the 27th. Pick your favorite hole to watch along the ropes or find public seating throughout the course. Enjoy scenic views, specialty cocktails, and fun for the whole family. Children 15 and under receive complimentary tickets with purchase by an adult. Join the excitement at TPC Sugarloaf in Duluth, Georgia from April 25th through the 27th. Tickets are available at MitsubishiElectricClassic.com/tickets.
Hey, this is Tom from The Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus a disclosed fee. Guaranteed. Honesty is the best policy, and we guarantee it. Finally, a pre-owned car and truck buying process that you can trust.
Get an honest car buy from The Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Finally, a president that will fight for American values.
The American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
And finally, an Atlanta news station that covers it the right way. XTRA 106.3 isn't about traffic and weather. We care about the stories that matter most to you, your family, and your community. Get traffic and weather on your phone and get Atlanta's only conservative conversation right here on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Back home here at the Battery, had a lot of fun up at Stovall Nursery Wholesale Supplies Company up there in Canton yesterday. Their 11th store opening. A lot of fun. Boys up there really happy, friendly. They got some beautiful stuff at that nursery. I can tell you what, their supply company. Anyway, Kimber Pete and founder Roxy Music. I know nothing about this, but the word was on this day in 2007, Brian Ferry was forced to apologize after praising Nazi iconography in a German magazine. He said, now Nazis knew how to put themselves in the limelight, all right, and present themselves. I'm talking about the films of Leni Riefenstahl and Pfaffen and the buildings of Albert Speer and the mass marches and the flags. Just amazing, really beautiful. Oh, my God. British MPs asked shoppers to think twice about shopping in Marks and Spencer, asking, I don't know what Marks and Spencer is, a store?
It's a store.
Well, asking for Ferry to be dropped as the face of M&S autographed menswear collection. Aha, now we're getting it. This guy, Brian Ferry, was the autographed menswear collection M&S guy at the Marks and Spencer store. Celebrity signing stuff for the company, I guess. He was deeply upset by the publicity, and so well, you're praising Nazis, you idiot.
Okay, look at this.
What do you got there? Outrageously chocolatey, dark chocolate, M&S, ladies and gentlemen.
Marks and Spencer.
He's got it in his farking hands right there.
Great cookies.
I'll be damned. Well, there you are. And now our birthday list. Kimmer Pete and Founder, how's it going? 3:39. I got my new clock. Put that on Facebook and YouTube, too. I can't believe I got a new clock in here. Anyway, we mentioned Sean Bean, who was in Game of Thrones, among other things. David Bradley was, too. David Bradley is 83. David Bradley played Walder Frey from the Red Wedding on Game of Thrones and Hogwarts caretaker Argus Filch in the Harry Potter movies. But he was that weird guy over for the Red Wedding and old-time guy. He's 83 years old.
Yeah, Arya got him.
Bradley. Yeah, she was fake dressing as somebody else, and then right behind him, and zoink.
Made him eat his own son in a pie.
She baked his son, yeah. I forgot that. Wasn't there a finger and knuckle showing or something?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Kimmer Pete Flounder. On this day in 1610, Henry Hudson's final voyage, and how? Henry Hudson began this day in 1610, ended in June with his death or disappearance after his crew mutinied. The exhibition for the Henry Hudson's final voyage was funded by the British East India Company and other investors, and they were trying to find the Northwest Passage to Asia. Unfortunately, it was a terrible trip. They ran out of food and supplies, and the crew was going nuts, and so they mutinied, and his crew set him and a few others and his son abandoned in a small boat in Hudson Bay, and they disappeared forever.
Yeah, never saw him again.
Never to be seen. Wow. I mean, that's...
Polar bear.
Well...
Polar bear.
Oh, yeah, probably. Anyway, and, aside from cold and the weather condition, I mean, who knows? Holding the boat, who knows? Anyway, Kimmer Pete and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. Okay, now, we talked about the guy, the MS-13 gangbanger, the wife beater, and a member of the gang, and everybody's been lying about it, and now everybody officially knows. So if you hear anybody, I would love to see who is going to be either the first liberal Democrat or the first non-conservative politician, the first Democrat, to do one of two things: to either say, we were misled about this, and that in that case, it's a whole different set of circumstances. And also, is anybody going to criticize the senator from Maryland who went over there and tried to actually get him back? To bring him back, the other Salvadorian back to America. And it's not the same. The killer got convicted. The other Salvadorian, who's a gangbanger, also from El Salvador, was the one who was sent to prison, and that's when they want this other MS-13 gangbanger back. Has anybody apologized? Has anybody called the senator on the carpet for this in the Democrat Party? Reacted anyway negatively to the media, what they've done? Again, an example of destroying our country with their incompetence and their duplicity for deliberately. There's no way you can. I'm thinking to myself again. I'm an old fart, so I don't count anymore. But I'm telling you, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, the media would have gone. Sam Donaldson would have gone crazy at this story. They would have been doing a live shot. Ted Koppel would have probably been breaking in, for nothing but news examples on holy cow, what a turnaround this has been or something, because it's an incredible news story. What a story this is. United States senators, including Spartacus, Cory Booker wanted to go over there. I don't think he actually did. But, senators are going over to try to save a guy who's a gangster, a proven gangbanger. I mean, holy cow, what a bunch of stupidity in motion because of and it's all because they hate Donald Trump. The only reason they're doing this is because it was Donald Trump's plan to get rid of him. And anything they can do to thwart his plans, even to get rid of gangbangers, they will do. I'm exhausted.
Think of the ego to go into another country and demand to meet some prisoner in a prison.
Yeah, he's lucky he got to meet with the vice chancellor or whatever. I mean, he should have had a security guard with a little plastic badge. And back you go, buddy.
Ernesto will speak with you here.
Yeah, so sit down for the time, 40 people. Yes,
would you like a Kit Kat?
What is it? What we can do for you because of? You know. How many times before have you come to our country? However, you know, I mean, just jerking around for
young girls.
Oh man, I mean, the freaking balls on these people. And again, the White House is going nuts, and I don't blame them. There was the Angel Mom speech at the White House last night when the dead woman's mom was talking about her daughter, Rachel Marin, being slaughtered by that illegal El Salvadoran. During the briefing last night, Fox covered it. MSNBC instead chose Bernie Sanders' rally in Montana, and they interviewed a Puck News columnist for some reason. That was MSNBC. On CNN, they talked about Gavin Newsom, had a segment on the NBA. And the White House official communications director, Steve Chung, says this is shameful. The left-leaning networks didn't even cover Patty Marin's comments, the mother. Shameful, refusing to take Angel Mom as she recounts the terrible tragedy of how an illegal killed her sweet daughter. Senior aide Stephen Miller, contempt for the victims of migrant crime is reprehensible. The Federal Communications Chairman, Brendan Carr, says the networks are failing to serve the public interest, cutting away from the briefing where Caroline Levitt shared information linking Garcia the gangbanger to the MS-13. Comcast outlets spent days misleading the public, implying that Abrego Garcia was merely a law-abiding citizen, a Maryland man. Remember, a Maryland man. And Carr said the FCC guy, when the truth comes out, they ignore it. CNN owned by Warner Media, MSNBC owned by NBC Universal. Comcast. They know federal law requires licensed operators to serve the public interest. News distortion doesn't cut it. I mean, on and on and on. How can they ignore this? I mean, seriously. I mean that's what bothers me more than anything. If you make a mistake or you're fed information and you believe it to be true and they thought, well, Trump got it wrong, they put the wrong guy over there, so we'll run with that for. I mean, that's understandable. I mean, it was part of what they knew. We've all done it. I mean, it's just part of the news is a process. Very few things are finite unless you die or whatever, the law or whatever. But so that's understandable. But now the big news story is this: that what happened is the news story. Yeah, I mean that's what they're forgetting. What happened is what happened in America is the turnaround in all this horrible, hateful politics. What's happened now in this event itself is news. And should be pointed out to say, ladies and gentlemen, you may have thought one thing, but now we're going to start to think about another, just to put it in your background of information to be able to make your decisions on, whatever. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, all right, 3:47. I'm running late here. It says now it's still at least 6 injured at shooting in Florida State. And again, Pete saw a headline that said there were 6 dead. I don't know anything about. I don't know. We're trying to find out. But law enforcement said there is no more threat. So whatever happened is over, and we'll hopefully find out more. Coming up, Kimmer, Pete, and Founder. Here we go.
To attend multiple Braves games for the 2025 season? Save up to 10% with the Braves Flex Plan and pick the games that fit your schedule. The Flex Plan includes some great matchup options, including popular opponents like the Phillies, Dodgers, Yankees, and more. Plus, you have the option to pick your perfect view to enjoy your games from.
Goodbye. Struck him out with a slider. It is a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Chris Sale.
Visit Braves.com/Flex Plan to learn more and get your plan started. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
Hey, homeowners, it's Flounder, and I'm here to keep you warm. Well, I won't, but my friends at Dobbs Heating and Air will. As a new homeowner myself, I prefer working with local, family-owned companies who value what matters to me and treats my home like it's their own. The Dobbs family have a passion for what they do, and taking care of people is their primary goal. So if your home needs help staying warm right now, call Dobbs Heating and Air and experience the Dobbs difference. And check them out online at dobbshvac.com.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about him. Your heart races sometimes, and you just want to be with him every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru. From Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the 2024 Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com. Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Stovall & Company is a locally owned and operated family business that has been around for 75 years, offering quality wholesale landscape supplies to North Georgia. We just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia at 9500 Union Hill. Stovall provides contractors with personalized expert service from special requests to direct job site delivery for hassle-free jobs and quality relationships at competitive prices. From plants to irrigation to hardscapes, Stovall truly has it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com.
Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. Now that President Trump has unburdened us from what could have been, our country's finally headed in the right directions. But the Democrats are screaming and yelling and losing their minds. And unfortunately, the bad guys are still here and they want your stuff. Thank you, Joe Biden. And customers are still reporting break-ins and thefts of their hard-earned valuables. Don't wait till it's too late. Get a quality safe from the Safe House. We carry the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. And remember, gun safes are sales tax-free at Atlanta Safe House. So give us a call or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
What's that smell? Hey, I can hear the ocean. Oh. I don't even know what that means. Give me a break. 351, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Nirvana, baby. 1991. Nirvana went to the OK Hotel in Seattle and played a brand new song live for the first time, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Other local bands like Mudhoney, Tad, Mother Love Bone, and Soundgarden all appeared at that club in Seattle, the OK Hotel. Now it's somebody's house. 1991 Nirvana, first time live. It Smells Like Teen Spirit. Our birthday list includes that naughty little Rooney Mara. She's 40 today. Rooney Mara, among other things, was the girl with the dragon tattoo. And she got totally nailed.
No.
What? That wasn't her?
She was in the cheap American version. The Swedish version was the better version.
Well, if you speak Swedish, maybe you want to look at subtitles instead of the people in the movie all the time.
You know how I know? Because they only made one of those, and they made 3 of the Swedish ones.
Well, clearly they got it wrong 2 times, and we're trying to figure it out. You know, this
Nobody wanted to see it. No one wanted to see a second and third American version.
Oh, my
Hollywood
God.
version.
It was a very well-done movie. Anyway, and she was totally naked, and she was weird, and she did a great role, a freaky role. But I really, when it's every time it's on, I DVR it and I look at the good parts. I love the part where she got back at the guy who raped her. Yeah. Anyway, let's see, 353. Kim Repeat and Flounder. On this day in history was 20 years ago today. Chris Tucker was driving 109 miles an hour on I-20 here in Georgia, yes. And he got arrested at gunpoint by the Georgia State Police. He pleaded guilty to speeding and trying to elude the gendarmes, and he paid a fine of $7,000. Chris Tucker's mugshot is on Smoking Gun, if that does a thing for you. Oh, can I I got to show you this, and again, you're not going to like me on this. Damnedest thing has happened. I don't understand it. For the last several nights, a week or so, maybe longer, in the middle of the night, and I get up a lot anyway because I'm old, and when you have prostate things, you go to the bathroom a lot. You go tinkle twice, 3 times up. But all of a sudden at night now, I've been wakened up by a horrible pain in my lower left front side. And I'm going to stand up to show you. I'll put the mic up here a little bit. Flounder, now you work out. I wonder if this is a groin pull. I've had what do you call the vein that goes up and down your leg? It's not the sciatica, the other one. The hamstring. No, I've had hamstring issues and stuff, in athletic events, and when I was
that's a muscle.
No, I'm just saying I've had leg things before, and I've had cramps and hamstring things, but down right where my left pocket is. Like left of the zipper and right where my left pocket is, in that area, I'm getting this horrible pain. And
you know what it is?
And the thing is, if I'm in, I don't sleep I sleep on my side, and if I turn over to my left side where this is, I'm in agony. I mean, it literally makes me yell out loud when I turn over and try to stretch it a little. It may ease a little bit, but it's only at night. As I stand here right now, I'm fine. I can do this. I'm walking around. I don't feel a damn thing. I guarantee you, at 2:30 this morning, I'm going to go, oh my God, like that. I'm going to move around to try to get the pain off. What the hell is that? It's right here where my left pocket is. I don't get it.
Hernia.
It's a hernia.
It's a hernia. Probably maybe a sports hernia. It's a hernia.
The only thing I can think of, shit, I hate getting old. You know what it is? Last weekend, Saturday, because I'm going to play golf with Flounder, and I just played with my grandson, and so now all of a sudden I got the freaking golf thing, and I haven't played golf in 8-9 years, actually played by myself. And I went Saturday and Sunday for a long time, and aggressively I hit a big bucket of balls. Yeah, and I'll bet, oh my God. Well, I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, is there anything, what can you do for that? If that's probably it.
They operate, basically.
Oh, God, no.
There's really not much you can do for a hernia except operate.
It's not going to just go, it's not going to get better?
No, it's not going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's a hole. It's a hole in your muscle. In the abdominal wall or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Anyone can get a hernia. You get a hernia as a teenager. I mean, it happens.
I mean, I've heard that.
I've gotten a hernia.
How'd you get rid of it?
You have a procedure done.
Oh, God.
I'm right for once.
I mean, I just had a thing here, and I got a thing. I got stuff. I mean, yeah. So now I can't work out. Now I can't even hit freaking golf balls now because I give myself agony every freaking night. I'm waking up screaming in anger, which I am anyway from the visions of certain things. I mean, what?
It hurts when you lay on your left side.
Yeah, don't lay on the left side. I know, very funny. But it's too late when I'm sleeping and may have to. Oh, crap. I mean, how about some of those marijuana cream? Because we give me some of that marijuana cream. I'll try to dry it up and put in those.
Crotch. We can all see it. Quit touching yourself, please. I gotta eat.
But again, how come it's not right now? How come it's only at night?
Because you're laying a certain way and
you're laying down. And maybe it makes it a thing. I guess so. Well, I'm going to start sleeping in a freaking chair.
It's a nighttime tumor, is what it is. God. It's just a nighttime tumor.
Not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
Well, it might as well be if you're talking about freaking surgery.
Wait,
I'm not going.
Marcus Welby.
I'm not going.
Don't bring Marcus Welby.
Flounder's funny. Flounder's funny. What do you got?
I was on my way to the beach. I stopped at a store, walked in, asked the lady at the counter, and said, "Hey, ma'am, can you point me in the aisle where the sunblock's at?" She looked at me and said, "For what?"
For what?
I was annoyed. I was like, because I got a white girl tied up in my trunk. That's why. Which is rude. Well, why should I be the only one uncomfortable in the situation, right? She looks at me, she said, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I wasn't trying to be rude or offensive or anything. Please forgive me, sir. Please forgive me. And I did, whatever. But I did think it was a little bit weird. Because if I did have a white girl tied up in the trunk, she didn't care. Just a white girl in the trunk. And then she goes, you know, I had no idea black people use sunblock. And at this point in the conversation, I probably should have walked away. But I was curious, you know. I said, what do you think we use? She said, no, I won't say. I said, no, tell me. What do you think we use? She said, no, I won't say. I said, listen, I ain't gonna tell nobody. Clearly I was lying, right? She goes, well, I just thought y'all had the ability. I said, ability? Like a superhero or something? She said, no, I just thought y'all had the ability to absorb the sun. I said, what? I've never heard that before in my life. I couldn't get mad at her. I asked the question. I just looked at her. And I said, ma'am, I don't know where you get your information from, but just because we're darker than you doesn't mean our skin's made out of solar panels.
Who's that, Flounder?
That is Mr. Orlando Baxter.
Outstanding.
Or Bader, I'm sorry, Bader.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, he's the master of his routine. 3, coming up on 4. Hey, ho, coming up on 4 o'clock. So much more of that coming up with Karen Pete Flounder. Hey, ho, look at that.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
This is a Fox News alert. Violence rocks a sprawling college campus. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. Several students at Florida State University forced to hide as gunfire erupts.
They just said they're scared, they're in lockdown, and they just want to go home.
Many texting their friends while sheltering in place. Others forced to flee.
Yeah, I didn't see the shooter, but I saw the kids running away. I heard some screaming. And the shots, like 3 rounds of like 5 shots, and then 7 shots. So it must have been some back and forth going on.
Police in Tallahassee putting the campus on lockdown while responding to that shooting. A suspect is in custody. At least 6 students are injured. President Trump says he's been briefed on that FSU shooting, but details are still coming in.
It's a shame. It's a horrible thing. Horrible that things like this take place.
Still no word on a motive. The school says the threat has been neutralized. More than 1,000 international students have had their visas or legal status revoked in recent weeks. That's prompted multiple lawsuits aimed at the Trump administration, arguing they were denied due process. The White House has cracked down on pro-Palestinian campus protests over concerns of anti-Semitism. President Trump welcoming Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni to the White House today. The two leaders talking trade after the president paused his tariff plan for more than 75 nations.
We had a meeting yesterday with Japan. As you know, we've had numerous talks, very, very at the highest level, frankly, with other countries. Yeah, we're doing very well, and we're moving along on trade very well.
Italy's prime minister is sounding optimistic about finding common ground.
I think the best way is that we simply speak frankly about the needs that every one of us has and find ourselves in the middle, for that's useful for all.
Mr. Trump argues he is negotiating trade agreements for a better deal for the U.S. Critics, though, argue tariffs will ultimately lead to higher prices. America's listening to Fox News.
You've likely heard about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too, with their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. An easy, affordable way to see how it could literally change your life. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally, developed by doctors. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce or eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Trying it couldn't be easier with their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call. 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, every day you feel better is a day you live better. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start today. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
It's the Pixies.
Outside there's a boxcar waiting. Outside the family.
In 1989, American alternative rock band, the Pixies, released their second studio album, Doolittle. Was an instant critical success, became the band's breakthrough album. 1989, the Pixies, Doolittle, was well received in Europe. The British music weeklies Melody Maker and Sounds named it their album of the year. I've never heard of this group. This big-time British group, was it?
No, they're an American group. I believe they're from Boston.
Oh, that's right. So
and they have
an underground following.
Yeah. One of their biggest hits is a song called Where Is My Mind? And it's at the end of Fight Club. Did you ever see the movie Fight Club?
Oh, no, I never did.
You should see that movie. It's a very
Brad
good movie.
Pitt movie. Yeah, I know of it. It's not. The very basis of it, of deliberately wanting to.
It's a love story.
Well, I don't know. I had enough fights.
It's just a love story in a really screwed up, kind of dark way.
You ever
really
been hit
cool.
in the face? Have you ever really had a good fist fight? I mean, honestly, I had plenty. I'm done. I don't really. Anyway, I don't. Isn't that funny? I really had no interest in watching a movie because it was about showing how manly we are by getting in fist fights. I thought, oh my God, that's no fun. It hurts. Anyway, what Pete? You were trying to say? It looked like you wanted to. Was that your favorite movie or something?
No, I dated a girl who was a bit. She goes, "Yeah, listen to this band. It's the Pixies." And I'm sitting listening to it. It's one of those things where you're pretending to like something even though you
It's
don't.
a chick there. Sure, of course you are.
Yeah. Oh, this is great.
Oh,
yeah,
man, wow. I wish I'd known about this earlier.
So we going to go to the bedroom? Or
Yeah, I can hear it better in my bed. It reverberates off the walls here. And in fact, if you put this little blindfold on, you can really hear the sounds a lot better.
It's like an echo chamber in here.
In fact, if you put your hands behind you over here where the bedpost is, I can really, turn up the volume.
Put your legs up.
So that metallic clinking you hear is really nothing to worry about. Just keep your hands behind your back for a minute and we'll be fine. So I don't know where this is going. Good Lord.
I don't know. Stop.
I think it's too late. Kimmer, Pete, and Flauta, yeah, 405, look out. Jennifer Garner's birthday. She's a handsome one. Big head. She has a giant head. Very handsome woman. I love her as an actress. 53 years old. Jennifer Garner. I first saw her on, was it Alias? Was that the name of the TV show she did?
She's known for her head.
Well, she apparently so has a giant head, and she played a couple of roles. One where I think she was a superhero type.
Elektra in the Daredevil movie, which wasn't as bad as people say.
Yeah,
but it wasn't great either.
But there was another one where she played a woman who got revenge on the guys who murdered her daughter or tried to kill her daughter.
Oh yeah, it was okay.
It was a pretty good movie. It was on not long ago, and I watched it, and it was, she was a vigilante. She became a vigilante and well known, and it was about police corruption all over the place and stuff like that. It was a very powerful and violent movie. But again, I love movies like that where the Jodie Foster movie. I can't remember what the name of it is, where she was a radio broadcaster and she had a German Shepherd dog, and then something really bad happened, and she got revenge for it and got her dog back. And it was it's like Braveheart or the Brave One or something like that. Bravey or something. Brave. I don't know what it was. Jodie Foster movie. Anyway, 407, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And again, we'll be talking a little bit later on about in case you missed it, we'll talk about the case of the black teenager stabbing the white teenager in the heart in Texas. And now their lawyer, the family lawyer, has got dollar signs in his eyes, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, from what you can hear this guy coming out of the woodwork, all like the typical George Floyd type guy. And we'll play that again for you in case you missed it. Also, the business with this illegal alien business, MS-13 gangs, El Salvadorian, 2 different cases, 2 different El Salvador guys, and both horrible stories. And the most mainstream media has yet to apologize for getting it wrong or taking the wrong side or doing anything that's that's so anti-freaking America. Again. Freedom, the true freedom of the press, of the media, should have some kind of standard. And then for Chuck Todd, I still can't get over this. Chuck Todd, who was one of the worst offenders of all time, and he actually had the balls to come on the other day publicly and say, well, I think that it wasn't deliberate or anything, but I think members of the media were afraid that if they said something bad about Joe Biden, that it would help Donald Trump. But it wasn't like we were trying. I'm thinking, you idiot, you just admitted it. You're not supposed to have those opinions. There are no such thing as opinions if you're trying to cover the news or whether it's going to affect somebody. I mean, that's the point. I mean, they don't even get the point. Don't they teach anything in school anymore? I'm flabbergasted.
They don't teach being objective anymore. They come out and say that in journalism schools. We don't teach that.
I mean, honestly, and you've seen what's happened. You've seen what's happened to this country. Gender things, boys changing their.
He doesn't even realize what he said.
Yeah, he has no idea. He thinks he's now explaining how he's taking the high road, saying, "Well, this is the kind of thing we need." Oh, please, you were in it. We're it. You're it. Oh gosh. All right, 409. All right, now how about a little a funny, happy story? And I don't know, I guess I feel pretty good about this, and normally I don't about genius stories, but here's a story about a 10-year-old girl from San Bernardino, California, 10 years old, and she's a month away from graduating with 2 associate college degrees. She's 10. She goes to Yucca Pi Community College in San Bernardino, California, 10 years old. Her GPA is about a 4.0, which is A. Her name is Elisa Perales. She started taking classes when she was 8. She said, it's very fun to me. It's almost as fun as playing outside or riding a bike or doing whatever. I just enjoy learning. There are so many interesting things out there. Her dad homeschooled her, pushes her to do her best and work hard. She boasts that she once used her political science coursework to file a federal lawsuit challenging youth voting rights. She's 10. She would have earned 2 more degrees in computer science and physics if she had stayed 1 more semester. Excuse me. Well, she said, when I first started when I was 8, I was a little bit nervous because this was my first time going to a public school. But then I met some really nice people, and that was super helpful. She plans to work in artificial intelligence.
Oh, boy.
Thank God.
She's it. She's the one that's going to invent the one that's going to kill us.
Yeah, well, probably. Elon Musk started this, and she's going to finish it. We're all going to die. I mean, but think about it. Okay, homeschooled. I mean, you have opinions about homeschooled and not being able to interact with other kids or sports and activities and lunch break and gym and there's playground
there's plenty
stuff.
Of ways to get around.
I know. I'm just saying those are the immediate things. Parents think, oh God, homeschool. Oh, what am I going to do? But there are ways to have it happen, obviously. So, but still, it does give more direct. It's like prep schools have 8 people in the classroom instead of 60. So, I mean, there are things to be said for smaller numbers. And on the other hand, she sounds like a very mature individual, and she loves to ride bike and play outside and do. And so it isn't as though she's some kind of total geek. But I don't know from what I read about in that story. But again, 10 years old. Be 11 when she graduates with 2 degrees.
It'd be interesting if her parents have, anything. Is this a complete genetic mutation?
Yeah, I don't know.
If her brothers and sisters or parents have anything close to what she has.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to assume that they encourage education and learning, so I assume they're probably well-read, if nothing else. And that's the other thing. Again, you're the mind, who knows what things the mind grabs onto? I mean, what is autism?
It shows our human potential if you get away from teachers' unions and liberal agendas trying to teach everything except what you need to learn.
Yeah. There's so much out there. 412. Also, speaking of that, Donald Trump has now put Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security head boss, on the Ivy League school business, and Harvard may lose its opportunity to have any foreign students come over and study at Harvard. Your institution, they say, has created a hostile learning environment for Jewish students because of your failure to condemn anti-Semitism. And if you don't comply with our demands, and Harvard says we will not comply with your demands, so we're withholding $2.2 billion, $60 million a year in various contracts. Instead of bending the knee, driving by spineless leadership, you're fueling a cesspool of extremist riots and threatening our national security, said Christy Noem. And we demand more from our university, so we're going to take away your certification from the exchange visitor program. Means you're not going to have any foreign students over enrolling at Harvard anymore if you don't snap out of it. They want to know how many students have been thrown out of school because of disciplinary action, how many Jew-hating, gangbanger-type dangerous activity things have been going on, what are the records of it, what have you done about it, and they want to know also the Internal Revenue Service is making plans to take away Harvard's tax-exempt status. And for the record, Harvard has $52 billion in endowments. Harvard has $52 billion. They make $2.5 billion a year doing nothing. Just collecting the bank account interest. They're just changing the numbers. $2.5 billion by doing nothing. And why are we paying them anything?
Where do they keep their money?
I don't know. Offshore bank accounts, probably.
But is that safe?
Who knows? I assume, and again, where do all of them keep their money? They have it, so they know it's. I can't relate. It's just way. Why are we paying them anything?
Yeah, why do they get any federal money whatsoever when they have $52 billion?
Right.
How can they explain? Make them explain that.
Yeah. Why would we give $2 billion for them to study ants and flies when they have their own $2 billion to study ants and flies, and they could keep the research on their own and wouldn't have to share it with the federal government or anything and patent it or whatever? It's a whole thing. Have your own university, farming system and pharmaceutical industry and everything else. But not with federal money. You don't need federal money. They have $50 billion. Think about $50 billion. That's one. That's all the Ivy League schools together have, like $200 billion. It's outrageous. All right, 14 minutes after 4 o'clock. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's your Thursday? 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. Pete's Tweet. Let's do Pete's Tweets next. You want to do that? Let's do that. We got a game later. Flounder's Funnies. Tweets are next. And give us a buzz if you want to join in on this nonsense. Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
The saga of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, just a family guy from Maryland, kidnapped by Donald Trump and sent to El Salvador. That's the narrative from the Democrats. What else have they got? Tell me one single policy idea the Democrats have come up with since they got wiped out in this last election. Nothing. Nada. Now, ICE and Trump say Kilmar Garcia is a member of MS-13. And, of course, he entered this country illegally. You know where local police in Maryland first encountered Senor Garcia? A murder investigation. They found him in a Home Depot parking lot with a bunch of MS-13 gang members. Trusted informant said, "Oh, no, man, his name is Chele. That's what we call him, or Checo. He's a member of the Westerns clique of MS-13. Democrats? No, he's just a family guy from Maryland. We want him brought back." Watch these Democrats, folks. They will show you what they're all about. Like Senator Chris Van Hollen from Maryland. He actually flew to El Salvador to get Mr. Garcia released from that prison. Didn't work. You know what Senator Van Hollen has never done? He's never visited the family of any American citizen killed by an MS-13 gang member in this country. Yeah, the Democrats have a judge on their side right now. He wants to hold some Trump officials in criminal contempt because somehow they haven't gone to El Salvador and brought this MS-13 thug back to the United States. But El Salvador says, we're not going to release him. What are we supposed to do? Send the military down there, launch an assault? Democrats care more about returning this criminal terrorist back to American soil than they do about the American voters who elected them and are depending on them for support. Amazing. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Tax refund season is here, so now's the time to invest in your home. For over 25 years, homeowners have trusted Southern Exteriors for expert craftsmanship and lasting value. James Hardy Fiber Cement Siding delivers unmatched durability, stunning design options, and superior protection for your home. Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any project. Don't wait. Upgrade your home with the #1 name in siding. Schedule your free estimate today at southernexteriors.co.
It's the NRA Annual Meetings and Exhibits at the World Congress Center, April 25th to 27th. 14 acres of guns and gear from the most popular brands, political speakers, self-defense and firearm training seminars, a Saturday night concert featuring Big and Rich, NRA Youth Day, and much more. It's a freedom-filled weekend with something for everyone. Tickets just $10. NRA members get in free. Visit NRAtickets.com. That's NRAtickets.com. You don't want to miss this.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. You want to jump into spring and not worry about your home? Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day. The Trusted Toolbox.
So, the doc says I have ED. ED. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just an abbreviation for a condition so many men have. If I was to be honest, I probably also have a little OCD. I know I have a great HMO. Heck, I even have 3 weeks of PTO. Look, don't let a few letters get you down. If you have ED, there's HELP. Go see Dr. Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He's an ED specialist that will turn your life around PDQ. ED happens to a lot of men as we age. And just FYI, Dr. Deal can give you back the confidence you need to perform on the JOB. So, ready to take the first step? Quit yelling WTF at your little BFF and visit tbtofga.com. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. They can fix your ED ASAP. And before you know it, you'll be screaming OMG.
I'm getting in the game. The world won't be the same. I'm good to go.
Call 404-777-1911 or visit tbtofga.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes. After that transformation, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
All right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Fox News is covering the story of Austin Metcalf's father being kicked out of the news conference by his son's killer. And in fact, well, I guess it's kind of, he's talking to, what's the guy doing the show in the afternoon? I can't remember his name. The guy looks like he's 15, Brown for a good guy. Smart kid. What's his name?
Former sports guy?
No.
Jesse?
No. The one who does the new afternoon show got the new. Oh, God, he's sitting right there in front of me. I'm such an idiot. Anyway, in fact, let's do that soundbite, Flounder. What the hell? The story was that there was a news conference by the family of
Will Kane,
the thing. And Will Kane right now is talking. Well, in fact, let's do it. Let's go like Bob Woodson, is the founder of the Woodson Center, founder. He's a civil rights activist and so forth.
What happens when kids are equipped with moral and spiritual, moral mentors and character coaches? And that's the challenge that we're facing. But this is an outrage.
What happened was the father, again, remember, the father of the dead white teenager the teenager got stabbed in the heart by the black teenager who said, try to touch me and find out what happens, and then he killed him. The father of the dead teenager has already forgiven the killer. Remember, it was even the first day when it happened. The father was quoted as saying, well, it's horrible that this thing had to happen, and it's a shame that, this terrible situation happened, and, I certainly forgive him for the thing that was not done. Nobody could believe it. I remember they said, the father forgives the guy who just killed his son? I mean, that's good. I mean, holy cow, what a guy! And now the father shows up in the back of the room at the news conference where the family was having a news conference. I don't know why they called the news conference. It was in Texas. It wasn't on the news. It was just covered as a local story. Now it's making national news because of what the lawyer said, which we're going to play here for you in just 1 second. Sorry, I'm taking a second. I'm trying to set the background here. So the father of the dead kid who forgave the murderer showed up at the news conference and he kicked him out. They said, you're not welcome here. After he forgave the murderer, and not alleged murderer, he admitted he did it. He said it was in self-defense. Killed the other teen in self-defense. Even the other teen was unarmed. Okay, so now the lawyer, after they kicked out the father of the dead boy, the attorney, whose name, I don't have his name, Cash McMoney, I think was his name, and he addressed the crowd, and Flounder, here's what he said. The first thing he said about what happened at that news conference here today. We've got soundbite right here. The attorney.
And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later.
It don't what now?
Is that was disrespectful.
How do you spell that?
And just shows you all the character who is not invited.
The character?
He knows that is inappropriate to be near this family. But he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words.
Actions like murder or...
What he has failed into
stabbing
is the political operatives
plunging
that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism.
Oh, please.
We have conservative operatives that have been posting nonstop about this case.
Conservative operatives have been hosting what? Mind stuff?
I think he was trying to put operatives and opportunists together.
Holy cow.
Is that English?
It was just like that lawyer who handled the Wendy's case here in Atlanta. Remember, he came out of nowhere, and then he also represented the case up in Madison, I think. There was like the same guy kept showing up. It's got a funny name, like Flem or Plume or something like that. I can't remember now. And he kept showing up all over the place. And again, it's, there would be Johnny Cochran's. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
But Johnny was smart.
Yeah. Good Lord. Flounder, did we even come back with music? I think I did. I blew your whole music in there, didn't I?
Oh, you're all right.
Okay. Anyway, so we make up for that.
Well, we blew what you said you were going to do.
No. I was going to do the music and then the birthday and then the history and this, but I'll save all that stuff for later. Let's do it. Just go right to this.
The game or the tweets?
Let's do the tweets. I'm sorry, I held it upside down. No, here it is. The game is upside down. The tweets is upside. I have a sign here that I hold up for Flounder. Yeah, modern technology right there, ladies and gentlemen.
We're in the communication.
Yeah, we're going to use orange cans on a string next. I actually used to do that as a kid, and Pete's tweets. It's true, we did that. Orange cans with a string.
Jeremy tweets, if going to space for 3 minutes makes you an astronaut, then I'm a gynecologist.
Most exciting 40 seconds of your life, lady.
Right, baby. On a happier note,
yes.
Waffle House has introduced a new waffle for the first time in over a decade.
A new waffle at the Waffle House. Well, okay.
Yeah. It's the strawberry shortcake waffle, and it looks delicious.
I'll bet it's delicious. Strawberry short. My mother used to make. She made her own handmade biscuits type thing too. I mean, this was no. Oh my, that sounds.
Well, I
good.
know where I'm going after trivia tonight.
Is
I'm
it
going
open?
to the Waffle House and getting a strawberry shortcake.
They have it now.
Yes.
I mean, it's irrelevant. Strawberry shortcake waffle. Now, what do you suppose that means? Is a waffle, and they put strawberry shortcake on top of it?
There's strawberries in the waffle.
In the waffle.
Kind of like blueberry waffle. That. And then they got some crunchy strawberry stuff on top of it with whipped cream.
Oh. Well, see, I still have to have my maple syrup.
Oh, maple syrup is so overrated.
Oh, my God.
It's so overrated. Log cabin syrup and sorghum.
Oh, my God.
Is all you need.
My father, on a Sunday night, once in a while, would do two things that used to drive us nuts. My father, again, this is a guy who, ran the world as far as we were concerned. And he would sit at the breakfast table. He'd just come in downstairs from doing whatever he's doing, Sunday night, whatever. We'd see him at the breakfast table if we walk in to get a drink or something. And he'd be sitting there, and he might have a bowl of popcorn in milk. He would make popcorn and then put it in a bowl and put milk in it and drink it and eat it like cereal, popcorn cereal. And I've had it. It's delicious. Popcorn and milk is delicious. Okay, and that was right. And the second thing was, I'm not making this up either. The first time I saw him, I thought I was going to wet my pants. He's sitting there at the table. Again, this is the man who ran GE, okay? So he's sitting there at the table with a small dish of maple syrup. And he is dipping into the maple syrup a piece of bread. And then eating the bread dipped in maple syrup.
Okay.
He didn't want to bother anybody,
You take cornbread and you smash it down into buttermilk and you eat it with a spoon.
Well, I've never smashed it until it's buttermilk.
Well, no, you put the cornbread in the buttermilk glass and then you just eat it like with the spoon.
No,
like
I don't think I could
float.
do it. I don't think I could do that.
A lot of people do that.
No, cornbread to me is only good if it's hot and has a lot of butter on it. A lot of butter on corn. I'll enjoy that, but otherwise,
sweet or regular cornbread. I like both.
I don't know if I've ever ordered. I don't think I've ever ordered. I don't think I've ever seen the difference. It's cornbread.
Trader Joe's has a mix for sweet, which actually has corn in it. And you could
Probably
make it as a
in
cake.
It too. Yeah.
You could use it as a cake and put icing on it. It's that good.
Wow. Well, it's like some of the pancake mixes will tell you basically how to make it like that too, where it's a whole thicker kind of a thing. They put sugar in it and make it a whole thing. By 4, God, it's already 4:30. Holy cow, Flounder blew the whole thing. Spring break, forget going to Panama City. Was that the one you used to call the Redneck Riviera? Panama City, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
Well, they're trying to stop that real quick.
Good luck.
Coming in 4:30. Look out. Here we go. It's funny time, baby. Look out.
If you love 106.3, then you'll love the all-new XTRA 106.3 app. It's loaded with replays of your favorite shows like The Morning Extra and The Kimmer Show, podcasts from conservative voices across the South, and access to Extra's crystal clear live stream from anywhere in Georgia. Grab it now for Apple or Android.
By the way, I put on Facebook and YouTube a bit of my experience at Atlanta Smiles today. Dr. Dina Giesler, my dentist, because I had a little thing going in for the thing down there. And I showed that on a little bit of the video. And once again, it was just I go in there smiling. In fact, I'm not making this up. I walk in the door. And I turn to look where the girls are at the girls are at the front desk, and one of the sweet receptionist girls has a little doggy in her lap right there answering phones. And they have a little Jaja, a little doggy that Dr. Dina has, and I have the video I showed have a little doggy on my lap while I'm getting my stuff done with Dr. Dina, and she has a new female doctor there, and she also has a guy doctor there who I've actually did put the fitting in today for the thing I have, with stuff like that. All modern technology, obviously. She used AI to design the thing for that tooth business of what's going in there, but again, it's not one of those conveyor belt type, mass produced dental office corporate type things. It's almost like a day spa. And the women in there, I've teased myself, calling them Kimmer babes. They look like, like hired models or something. They're just so darn nice and sweet and happy. They love what they do. They love their customers and their clients. And they just make you feel right at home. And whether it's cleaning or cosmetic stuff or crowns and bridges and the whole deal, or things like I got and everything. It's all just wonderful. Dr. Dean is former Navy dentist, and so veterans get 10% discount right off the top. It's a fun place to go, and Little Doggy makes it even that much better. Really cool. Here's the number, 404-262-7733. By the way, she said there are a lot of Kimber babes who go to see her for her services, and they love our show, which I thought was very nice to say. On the web, AtlantaSmiles.com.
If you're the decision maker at your company, we have great news for you, for your HR department, and for your employees. A new and future-forward way to do health benefits is here from Thatch. Not only do your employees get better health benefits with Thatch, but you save an average of $1,620 per employee per year. That's right. You can save over $1,600 per employee per year. Plus, Thatch reduces the time your HR department spends administering benefits. Businesses all over the country love Thatch's breakthrough approach. Rather than a wasteful one-size-fits-all plan, Thatch empowers your employees by letting them customize their own benefits plans. And you save money and time while providing your employees with better health benefits, which works better for everyone. Book a demo with Thatch and we'll send you a $100 gift card. Visit thatch.ai/radio to book a demo for your gift card. That's THATCH.ai/radio. Thatch.ai/radio.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Echo. Got outdoor projects lined up for the spring? Then you need Echo Power Equipment, the right tools for the job. From trimmers and blowers to chainsaws and edgers, Echo delivers power, performance, and reliability to tackle any task. Whether you're cleaning up the yard or taking on big projects, Echo gets it done. Stop by your local Howard Brothers today and get the Echo power you need for every outdoor job. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Echo and Howard Brothers.
If you've been thinking about a new Ford, now's the time to buy. At Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, you can take advantage of employee pricing on select new Ford models.
That means you pay what Ford employees pay. No markup, no hidden fees. It's all a part of Ford's bold campaign, from America for America.
While others may raise prices due to new auto tariffs, Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs is stepping up, giving you the power to save big on American-made vehicles. Choose from bestsellers like the F-150, rugged Bronco, capable Explorer, or the all-electric Mustang Mach-E.
Vehicles built to move America and move you.
And when you buy from Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, you're not just getting a great deal, you're getting award-winning service from a locally family-owned dealership.
Find your perfect Ford just 4 miles north of 285 on Roswell Road, or shop online at JimEllisFord.com. Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you pay what we pay,
and where you can always expect the best.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for True Prep. Life changed for me in October of 2018. I saw firsthand the devastation that Hurricane Michael caused on the Gulf Coast and into Georgia. That storm was the reason I decided that I needed to prepare for any situation that might affect my family. And that's why True Prep can be so valuable for you. From freeze-dried, dehydrated, and canned foods to water purification systems. Visit True Prep at 1000 Cobb Parkway in Marietta or truprep.com. That's truprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow with True Prep.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
It's the NRA Annual Meetings and Exhibits at the World Congress Center, April 25th to 27th. 14 acres of guns and gear. A freedom-filled weekend with activities for the entire family. Tickets just $10. NRA members get in free. Visit nratickets.com.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
Donald Trump is shaking up the economic world. It's something that I never thought I would see. It's something that presidents talked about, and then all of a sudden, Donald Trump's like, no, I'm actually going to fix what ails the country.
What I believe the opposite side does not understand, because first off, they don't acknowledge that they not only lost an election, they got their asses beat. So now the adults are back in the room, and this is what we're doing. And what we elected was a system disruptor. He's disrupting the system.
Which is exactly what I voted for.
And that's what they don't get. Because when the teacher's lounge was in charge, none of these things could happen.
No, it couldn't. Because it's all pie in the sky. It's just like socialism. It's all so glorious.
It's all in theory.
It's all such a theory that's bullcrap.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is XTRA 106.3.
All right, look out. Now, the latest Florida State University shooting on campus, 2 dead. They are not students. And we don't, in fact, they're doing a live news coverage. Should we go to that for a second? You want to go to FSU for a second?
Person's actions. The question as it relates to who is the shooter. The shooter is 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner. And he's the son of a Leon County Sheriff deputy. Our Deputy Eichner has been with the Leon County Sheriff's Office for over 18 years. She has a tremendous job that she's done. Her service to this community has been exceptional. Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene. And we are continuing that investigation into how that weapon was used and what other weapons perhaps he may have had access to. The alleged shooter was also a long-standing member of the Leon County Sheriff's Office Citizen Advisory or Youth Advisory Council.
Oh, man.
So he has been steep in the Leon County Sheriff's Office family, engaged in a number of training programs that we have. So it's not a surprise to us that he had access to weapons. This event is tragic in more ways than you people in the audience could ever fathom from a law enforcement perspective. But I will tell you this, we will make sure that we do everything we can to prosecute and make sure that we send a message to folks that this will never be tolerated here in Leon County, and I dare say across this state and across this nation. Thank you. Let me bring up
20-year-old son of a deputy sheriff woman.
Assistant Special Agent in charge.
Killed 2 people and shot others, and he's in custody. And he's a member of the Citizen Youth Advisory Board of the Police Department.
My name is Hubert Reynolds, and I'm the acting special agent in charge of the Jacksonville field office. I want to echo those standing with me what a horrific crime this is, and we stand with you fully. We have an office here in Tallahassee, and we are fully engaged with providing any resources that we can bring to bear to help with this investigation moving forward. We've established a digital tips media line where you can upload photos, videos prior to and during the incident. If you're there from social media, please upload all of that. I will give you now the website address. You can upload any tips to
should we come back to this maybe? I don't know how.
FBI.gov.
I wonder what happened.
/FSU.
Let's come back local, Flounder. Thanks. Again, we tuned in for the police chief to say that the guy who did it killed 2 people and shot others on the Florida State campus. The people who were shot are not students. The 20-year-old is the 20-year-old son of a woman who's a deputy sheriff for 40 years or whatever, or 30 years, he said, I forgot. And the son was also, the 20-year-old son who's the accused killer, was also a member of the Youth Citizens Advisory Board for the police department locally. And again, I don't know, I didn't hear anything about a motive, and they may not even know. I don't know. Again, we're still investigating, so good grief. 20-year-old kid whose mother is a deputy for all those years, and he was working with the police, too. 4-4. And my next story I was going to get to here today. Oh, did we ever play the soundbite of that lawyer? Yeah, I guess I'm totally confused. Yeah, we caught you up on that. Okay. You know, it's just a little frantic around here. And all this crap going on and this El Salvador stuff, it just really making me nuts. I'm still waiting for the first Democrat or media person to apologize. I tell you what, Well, I don't know who's talking now. We'll try to give you more information as it comes up Florida State. Panama City. Their police chief says, okay, that's it. No more spring break. It's break time is over. It's over. He's banning spring breakers from Panama City Beach. There have been too many shootings, too much violence. The chief says Panama City Beach can no longer be a spring break town. The time is over. Every year we try to manage it. Every year it brings more challenges. I'm not willing to risk the safety of our city to hold on to something that no longer works. He said the troublemakers are doing it, and most of them, are not from here. If you came with guns, bad intentions, and no respect for the city, we saw you. You thought you could blend in and get away with it. Well, you're wrong. Our officers are ready, and many of you ended up in handcuffs. At least 3 shootings over the last short period of time, all by suspects out of state. One of them was a gunman from Georgia, Zylon Robinson, called a depraved mind without regard for human life. He said our law enforcement officers should not be expected to shoulder the burden of an event that no longer aligns with the values or vision of this community. It's unfair to continue placing that weight on the backs of the men and women who serve and protect this city every day. They deployed drug usage dogs, canines, issued a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. for teenagers. Yeah, that's going to work. They screened for drugs and guns all over the place. And again, it's spring break. My daughter Jennifer is spring break, and I forgot whether it was, I can't remember, somewhere in Florida. I can't remember. Spring break, and I got a call from a jail, and it was my daughter Jennifer calling from the phone at the jail, and she had been rounded up with her other girlfriends, goofing around, drinking in public, and they took her to the jail, and so she called me, and I said, let me talk to the cop, and I put it on my bucket list of my bingo card, I know.
Well, you told it 2 weeks ago.
Well, okay, but again, but people who, it's just the spring break thing, but this is what parents ought to get something on this, and the cops, I said, is she safe and sound and going to be okay? And he said, yeah. I said, we'll keep her there, don't let her out. Put her in jail and have her spend the night in jail, and she'll think it's a fun thing, but then she'll also be a night in jail. So anyway, but time to crack down. Everything's going crazy. All right, 444. Oh, let's do this. By the way, there's more reaction now to the space shuttle flight of those celebrity chicks, boobs in heaven flight the other day for their 11 minutes in space, which I think was 3 minutes of actual time weightlessness or whatever, which is fine. Happy for them. But more reaction now coming through on this kind of the reaction to it and so forth. Astronomers may have found the first real major sign of life on a planet outside of our solar system. A planet which is actually, it's called a Hycean planet, I think it's called. It has life-signifying molecules, including those produced on Earth only by living organisms like marine algae. This so-called planet is 8 times bigger than the Earth. It's 124 light years away, and it shows the molecule dimethyl sulfide. A revolutionary moment, say the researchers at Cambridge in the news conference study. Hints of we're seeing an alien world that is possibly inhabited. Phytoplankton and sometimes in bacteria, stuff found in beer on Earth. And they confirmed it with molecules' overwhelming presence with the James Webb Space Telescope. They measured the levels of dimethyl sulfide 1,000 times higher than the levels of the same stuff found on Earth. And one of the researchers said, this is a shock to our system. Now, another guy says, well, this is not nothing. This is interesting, and it's a hint, but you can't say that there's life on other planets outside the solar system. However, the Goldilocks zone of this home star, temperatures were appropriate for water, which is, the building block of what may be. So they're saying, here we go. And then one more thing. Huh? What?
So there are bears there?
It could be bears. In fact, the movie The Cocaine Bear is on TV again.
Watch it. It's hysterical.
It's unbelievable. From Georgia, case in Georgia.
Right to the east of me.
That's right, about 100 yards away. Anyway, and more UFO stuff. Holy cow. Again, we know it's real. Let's open up the books. Why are we scared? We already are scared.
Scared.
But we might as well know the truth. Anyway, 4-46.
You can't handle the truth.
You want me on that wall.
We also got a couple phone calls.
Oh, phone calls take priority next. Kimmer Pete Flounder and your calls. Here we go. Stand by.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow XTRA 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at XTRA 106.3.
Okay.
There's a tidal wave of clean car happiness sweeping across Braves country. Tidal Wave Auto Spa is your go-to car wash destination for a game day ready ride. Experience Major League Clean at Tidal Wave, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. Stay clean car happy all season long with membership discounts, exclusive giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for details.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Hey, Georgia neighbors, it's time to expect more from your Medicare Advantage. Discover Sonder Health's custom plans tailored just for Georgians. Saunders offers unique benefits, including special plans for those living with chronic conditions. Some plans even come with grocery or gas benefits to support your overall well-being. Sonder Health makes it easy to get the coverage you need. See for yourself what today's Medicare Advantage can do for you. Visit SonderHealthPlans.com, a healthier state of life. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO and PPO with Medicare contracts. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal. You need a pre-owned car or truck, but you don't need the headache of searching for one. Spending hours calling dealerships, then spending half the day filling out paperwork.
Come on.
You need the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, this is Tom from the Honest Car Guy. We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly. We guarantee you each vehicle we sell will come with a copy of the bill of sale, showing what we paid for it. You pay what we pay, plus a disclosed fee. Guaranteed.
Get an Honest Car Buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit honestcarguy.com.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
Calling all contractors, Stovall & Company Wholesale Landscape Supply is here for you.
We've been family owned and operated for more than 75 years, and we just opened our 11th location in Canton, Georgia.
We are proud to provide all your wholesale irrigation, nursery, and landscape supply needs.
We are partnered with Keystone Hardscape to offer a wide variety of products to enhance any outdoor living space.
Here at Stovall, we have it all. Check us out at StovallInc.com or visit any of our convenient locations throughout North Georgia.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. Yeah, we know life is unpredictable, but protecting your family's future doesn't have to be. How about the health insurance doctor's name, Stephen? He can make life insurance simple and affordable plans designed to fit your budget and your needs. Term life, whole life, universal life, final expense coverage. The health insurance doctor customizing the perfect plan for you and your loved ones for the unexpected. Don't wait for it. Stephen, the health insurance doctor. Here's the number, 678-523-0759. Or visit him on the web, protecting what matters most, healthinsurancedoctor.net. They just finished a news conference at Florida State University with a shooting on campus, and we mentioned earlier that the shooter is caught, And he was identified as the 20-year-old son of a woman who is a sheriff's deputy for years and years. And the 20-year-old son, who's now the accused killer, was also active in the Police Youth Advisory Council locally. And I just saw a headline. Again, we're still, it hasn't come officially over the wires yet. But the police chief did say that apparently he used his mother's gun. He killed two that they're saying now that we know of, and others were shot or hurt. I don't know what the cause was. I don't know. Apparently the two dead were not students. And again, so I just asked more questions than I can't answer. But again, the news conference is over, and I don't know. I don't know anything about what happened or why or the motive or who he went after and why they weren't students or who was there. I don't know. Brutal. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 452. Okay, back to the phones. Good phone. We have phone calls waiting. I appreciate your patience. Pierce, first on. Welcome aboard. What's going on? What do you think, sir? What's up?
Hey, buddy.
Yes,
How
sir.
you doing, Kimmer?
Good. Welcome, man. What's happening?
So I want to know something. These Democrats are jumping up and down for an El Salvadorian illegal immigrant who's committed domestic violence while he's here on his girlfriend who had a restraining order.
Yeah.
So they get him back here. ICE is going to be waiting at the airport, put the handcuffs on him and haul his butt back into detention and ship him back. But where were they when American citizens were taken hostage by Hamas? Why didn't they fly out to Gaza and start protesting and meeting the leaders? And I'm just,
in fact, I think there was a Babylon Bee headline or a story or something that said what they should do is dress up the hostages in Gaza as though they're El Salvadorian refugees, and America will get all of them back, or something like that. I mean, have you ever heard of such a thing? I mean, it's just how is it possible that they are demanding the return of a guy who's MS-13, who's a wife beater, and God knows what other stuff he's done as a gangbanger. He's in the gang. He's a member of MS-13, and then we can prove it now. And not one person in the media or one person in the Democrat Party has said, "I'm sorry, we were wrong," or leave him over there. The bastard ought to burn in hell. I mean, not one person has taken the right side on this, Pierce. It's unbelievable.
I got one more thing I want to share with you.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about spreading your mom and dad's ashes at the golf course.
Yeah.
They played at.
Yeah.
I was saying, my daughter, Cretia, was a Marine.
Oh, no.
But she was a Georgia Bulldog fan. And she had cervical cancer in 2021, but she didn't beat it. She passed.
I'm so sorry.
Because it went to her brain in 22. But we were going to go to the Bulldogs football game in 2022, but we didn't get to. So my oldest daughter and grandson and I went to the Bulldogs in 2023. She got seats right behind the Georgia bench. I mean, front row, right in front of the hedges.
Wow,
and she had a little vial locket with Crecia's ashes, and we spread her ashes in the hedges, so she'll always be with her Bulldogs.
Oh, my God. I'm getting misty thinking about it. I can imagine what you're going through. And by the way, my friend, it's legit because it's in the song. She is now guarding Heaven's Gate.
Yes, sir.
She is serving as we speak.
She actually kind of ran away from her fate. And then while she was in the hospital, she told me and my wife that she had come back to the Lord. And so I baptized her in her hospital bed.
Oh, God bless her. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. Oh, Lordy. But this is life. And in fact, I was just talking to, Dr. Dina just had a loss in her family, and we all lose our parents, and a child is even more horrible, but still, I mean, this is it. And hell, I'll be 80 next year, so, it's a thing. And I talked to my kids, and absolutely. And I talked to my kids, and I said, well, if I live another 10 more years, I'm going, Dad. And I said, well, 90 is up there pretty good. But you don't want to put it in those terms, So anyway, but it brings us back to realize how precious this is right now, and that it's so valuable and precious because it could be gone in an instant.
I got one for Pete Davis.
All right, sir.
Hey, Pete, you talked about cornbread and buttermilk.
Yes,
my Granny Mobley, cornflakes and buttermilk.
Oh, well, I've never had buttermilk as a cereal use for it. No, I don't think I've ever done that. It might be a little too thick or sweetie for me. I don't know. I should try it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pierce, thanks, man. Nice to talk to you, and bless you, and Semper Fi, my friend, and be careful out there.
All right, bye.
Great to talk to you.
Our boss Scott says that you should add not only cornbread into the buttermilk or milk, but also onions.
Yeah, that would. I would enjoy it, but it wouldn't enjoy me. I would pay for that dearly. But I would,
nobody else around you would enjoy it.
No, I know. It's right.
Yeah, don't do that before work.
No. Do we still have Kelly? Flounder?
Yes, we do.
Kelly, you're on the radio. Thanks for holding. I really appreciate it. Yes, sir. You were saying.
Yeah, Kimmer. I've heard that these chicks that flew up into space.
Yeah.
They were up there for 3 or 4 minutes, and a few of them I heard were referring to themselves as astronauts.
Yeah. Yeah.
So by that logic, can I say I'm a gynecologist?
An internist.
I gotta go. You're killing me.
Thank you. Very funny.
We got one more call. We got Shay, who was at Stovall Company yesterday.
Oh, excellent. Shay, how's it going? What's up?
Hey, how's it going, Kimmer?
Good, man.
I just wanted to brag on Stovall. I went up there, saw you guys, and actually got a quote on some of their material up there, and something I was explaining what I was trying to do, and he said what would work best, and actually even just he gave me the quotes I wanted, but he said what would work best they don't carry, and referred me to sort of one of their competitors, but he said that's how good they are. If there's something that would better fit your needs, they will get you to the right spot.
That's why they're
that other place.
Went by
that other place today, and sure enough, he was right. What the material he was talking about that they don't carry, it's actually going to work best for me. So I've got that on the way. It all worked out well. It makes me want to go back and buy something from them now.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. That's very kind of the Stovall Company. Again, it's like the old Macy's and Gimbel's thing from the 1940s and 50s. If we don't have it, we'll tell you where to go get it. What a nice thing to say.
Also,
yes.
Yeah, and so one other thing, I'm about an hour behind listening on YouTube, but you were mentioning about potential hernias. I've had 3 hernia repairs. I had 2 of them done in one shot, and the other one done a week later, and so they're not too bad if you have to go that route.
Oh, Lord. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I don't want any of them. I want to be young again. Damn it. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. 4:58. Flounder, we got a time for Flounder's Funnies here. I don't want to hurt you. Crap, it hurts like hell. It's starting to hurt right now that I'm thinking about it,
Here we go.
All righty.
I'll tell you what, I would never ghost a gal. Do you guys know what ghosting a gal is? Yeah. Ghosting a gal is when a man has with a lady, and then afterwards he never calls her, texts her, or sees her again. He just vanishes like a ghost. Let me tell you what, don't do that, fellas. That is rude business, all right? No, put the power in her hands. Don't ghost. Smother. Way more effective. Next time you have with a lady and she falls asleep next to you, send her an accidental text message. Send her a text message that says, "Hey, Mom, think I met the one." I can't be too sure, but I'm watching her sleep right now. As soon as she wakes up, as soon as her peepers flutter open, your head needs to be right there. I go, "Hey, guess what?" And she'll be like, "What?" And you'll be like, "Forever starts right now."
What's that, Flounder?
That's Mr. Pete Lee.
Outstanding. All right, 5 o'clock. Holy crap at sports coming up. Pete Davis, we got stuff with things and the latest on those El Salvadorian, the Maryland man. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? Happy Thursday.
The Morning Extra. Every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
This is a Fox News alert. 2 killed in a shooting at Florida State University. 6 more hurt. I'm Kevin Uretsky, Fox News. Law enforcement speaking just moments ago, identifying the 20-year-old suspect as Phoenix Eichner, a student at the school, as well as the son of a Leon County, Florida sheriff's deputy. Florida State University Police Chief Jason Trumbauer.
FSU police responded immediately, engaged, neutralized, and apprehended the shooter.
The gun used belonged to the deputy, the shooter's parent. A few minutes ago, President Trump, speaking about the shooting, from the Oval Office.
I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it. And these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin now with more on the situation on campus on the ground earlier this afternoon.
Florida State University senior Cooper Huguenot detailing being in class and seeing students running from the student union.
And I remember looking outside and hearing 5 more shots go off.
The university telling students to shelter in place.
So we ran from our classroom, went to the offices, locked the doors, barricaded ourselves in there, and then we waited and was looking out the window again and saw the SWAT teams pull up, the police cars, the FBI come, and at that point we're like, okay, we got to bunker ourselves in.
Another student in the library detailing seeing people flooding up the stairs and barricading doors and elevators. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Maryland Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen still in El Salvador trying to convince officials there to free alleged MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Senator Van Hollen says he asked the vice president of El Salvador to let Abrego Garcia's lawyer or his family contact him, but that request was denied. America is listening to Fox News.
You've likely heard about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too, with their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. An easy, affordable way to see how it could literally change your life. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally, developed by doctors. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce or eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Trying it couldn't be easier with their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call. 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, every day you feel better is a day you live better. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start today. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a blank. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kipper. How's it going? With Pete Davis and Flounder on 106.3 Thursday afternoon, 5:03. Here's a number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. I don't want a hernia. How can I get a hernia from hitting balls? Is it just you get old and your body fails you? I mean, how's that possible? And that's what it must have been if that's it, to keep me all of a sudden. And how come it's only at night that all of a sudden I wake up and go, oh my, and screaming because of the thing? I don't get it.
We need a doctor to call in and answer all these pertinent questions.
Damn it. And then fix it without me having to do anything. That's the other thing. Tell me what to say to make it go away or something. Can I take pills or? Oh, crap. I can't do surgery. I can't, what the,
It's a procedure.
Procedure. Oh, well, I can do a procedure.
Stand it up.
504. Keep repeating.
They just freeze your nether regions and then slice it open. That's all.
So you don't need to be admitted or anything. Can you do it like an outpatient kind of a thing? I wonder.
I'm
not going to the hospital again. My God. Anyway, here we go. The latest on Florida State. Again, if you just heard it, the 20-year-old son of a woman who's been a deputy for about 20 years got one of her guns and started killing people in the Florida State campus. He was a student, I heard, and the two people he shot, don't know if they're men or women, the two he shot were not students, according to the earlier information. And I don't know why, who, what reason, motive, and who he was. If he was after anybody, I don't have any information. So I'm sorry, I don't know. And again, if you're, when you're TV, I think they're doing live updates. But again, they just stopped talking about that. Now they're talking about that Texas case, kid, which we'll talk about. We talked about earlier, and we'll do that again today. Also, I mentioned this earlier. And let me follow up with this. Briefly, I mentioned that the astronomers now from Cambridge, using the James Webb Space Telescope, have discovered major signs of life on a distant planet outside our solar system. the systems, the chemicals that are found on Earth, which are and are found 1,000 times more in quantity than they are on Earth at this distant planet, 120-something light years away. So we'll see. Again, it doesn't prove anything right now, but they say this is a thing. It's a thing. Now, UFOs. Here we go. Navy sailors, and again, this is another report, and this is the first I've heard of this one. If it's been released somewhere, that's the first I've heard about it. But there's another report of sailors aboard the USS Jackson while they were off the coast of California last year. The sailors saw unidentified flying objects watching the oddly shaped aircraft rise from the ocean and then getting in sync, like 4 of them together, getting in sync and taking off and disappearing. They were spotted by sailors emerging from the Pacific, showing up then on radar. There is video obtained by one of the witnesses, a guy named Corbell. I don't know much of what he's doing here. Jeremy Corbell, host of a podcast, Weaponized Podcast, shows 4 aircraft grouping together and then racing off in unison. Everybody in the ship knew they were seeing something extraordinary. The objects do... Here's the other thing. The objects do not have a wing or a tail, so how do they move? Well, what's doing whatever? Military officials, however, say, you never saw it. So we don't have any record of this. We don't have any record of this alleged incident, so we don't have anything there. This is kind of like that Tic Tac aircraft they saw off the USS Nimitz off Southern California back 20-something years ago. And that's been making the rounds too. But again, UFOs, and these are sailors who saw, they have the video of these things under the ocean and then whoosh, disappearing with no wings and no tail and just an object. So, I mean, obviously there's stuff's going on. Why don't they just tell us?
They don't know. I don't think they have any clue what it is.
I don't think they know. I don't think they know where it came from or how it was made. But I think they ought to say. I think they ought to say. And I'll bet they do have. I'll be surprised if they have some objects, some actual physical evidence of a spacecraft or a being, a dead UFO person. I'll bet they.
Jules Verne wrote about this. Remember the
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Leagues Under the Sea. There was a man who invented something that was beyond anybody's technology at the time.
Well, again, hell, we just talked about a 10-year-old girl who's got 2 college degrees. Wants to study AI. So, I mean, and Elon Musk, look what he's done. He made his own spaceship and electric car industry. I mean, it's just amazing. Anyway, 508, Kimmer, Pete, and Flound here. Oh, speaking of the space thing, one more thing on the space girls, the hormones in space. There was a Lauren Sanchez, who's Jeff Bezos' fiance, Gail King, Katy Perry, all-female crew, Blue Origin mission. Jessica Alba is now reacting to all the backlash that these celebrities got for being up in space for a total, like 3 minutes, and up in the whole event took 11 minutes apparently. And so they've been kind of scolded. For example, Amy Schumer, Olivia Wilde, Emily Ratajkowski, Olivia Munn have all slammed the Voyage for, just looking like showing off about how they can go and sitting in a chair for 11 minutes and coming back down again as though it's a big deal. And so Gail King actually talked about these critics saying, "Oh yeah, have you been to space? Have you?" She said, "Don't call it." We
can't afford it.
Yeah. Well, we're not rich, thank you. We're not friends with Oprah. She said, "Please don't call it a ride when you talk about what we were doing up there. You don't use the term when you're talking about men going to space." She said, Gail King actually said, "We duplicated the same trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day, pretty much. No one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey. There was nothing frivolous about what we did. I'm very disappointed and very saddened by it. And I also say this, what it's doing to inspire other women and young girls, please don't ignore that."
Oh, my God.
Oh, stop. You're killing me.
Alan Shepard was 60 years ago, and he could have died 1,000 different ways. The only thing you're inspiring young girls to do is to get up and get plastic boobs and marry a millionaire or a billionaire in order to pay for him to get you up there.
You can take a recreational emotional joyride and experience 3 minutes of weightlessness like other rich people can do, and talk about, I thought they were supposed to be worried about saving the environment. How much energy and space stuff did it ruin doing all the money they'll spend and all the ecology ruined because of the space flight for no reason?
How insulting to all those little girls who studied to become scientists and astronauts and got to space the real way. How insulting to them that they're not inspiring people. Us rich bitches are inspiring people with spending our money.
In fact, I wish that one of them had made that point. Again, they should have said, we, of course, are not astronauts. The women who are astronauts, worked at it for like 6 years. They could hold their breath for 9 minutes underwater. They got swirled around and threw up in space on the gyroscope or whatever, those spinning things for the
vomit rocket.
I mean, my God, the puke button or something. Give me a break. These women were professional freaking physical freaks for what they had to endure to go into space. You people took a ride in a chair and didn't throw up when you came back. So
tone deaf.
And by the way, Jessica Alba even took one step further. Jessica Alba shared with her 21 million followers on Instagram. Jessica Alba, now 43 years old, encouraged people to direct their enemy toward denouncing POTUS. Quote, I've seen endless criticisms of 5 women doing their space thing. I can't see how it affects our lives. I wish people would show the same energy and focus, that anger toward fearlessly denouncing Trump's abuses of power, which do affect countless lives in the U.S. and the world. Focus your denouncing Trump's abuses of power.
Got to say you're stupid without saying you're stupid.
Jeez, Jessica, come on. Well, there we are. That's
just a simple definition of TDS right there.
I mean, and again, what kills me is that even they cement themselves into these positions, how are they going to get out of it? How can they possibly come out and say, well, we were wrong about that El Salvadorian guy. Jeez, we blew it.
They never say they're wrong.
They can't.
Ever.
They can't. And then do what? Say, well, I'll never show my face again, or I'll never run for office again. It's so.
My entire life, I've heard them caterwauling the same people over and over again, and then they're proved wrong, and then a year later they're out with the next saying, and they never go back and say, well, we screwed that up, but listen to us this time.
Yeah. I guarantee you there are Democratic operatives right now working on the next COVID virus, working on the next pandemic. If they can't get Trump any other way, they're going to try to ruin the economy by having a mandatory something of, calling out the guard.
It ain't going to work this time. We're not putting up with it anymore.
Yeah, we're too smart.
No.
Yeah. What vaccine, Pally? 5:13, Kimmer Pete Flounder. Holy crap, it's sports.
Shut up here.
Holy crap, it's sports coming up. But Kimmer Pete Flounder, Thursday afternoon on 106.3. How's it going? I got it. Let's get it.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on XTRA 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
I just go through some more medical records now that I've had new things done to my teeth, and so I want to make sure that if my kids need to know something about, anyway, medical records, financial records, all that kind of stuff. It goes in your safe, silly. If you put it in a cardboard box, as I had done for years, you're making a mistake, and I found out the hard way. I had safes up here from Atlanta Safe House. I've been doing business with these guys, Atlanta Safe House. But again, when I retired, I went to Florida. I didn't have my safes down there, and so the things happen to me because I'm an idiot. But don't be like the Kimmer, be better than the Kimmer. Atlanta Safe House, they have a showroom in Ackworth, and right up there, just go take a look. You're driving by Industrial Boulevard, and they got like 200 of them right there, and you can see all shapes and sizes, pistol safes, gun safes. Oh, by the way, don't forget, all gun safes, you don't pay any sales tax. And by the way, they're always either on sale or having rebates for, I think, saving hundreds of dollars, and they're right there to take a look at, and they can arrange them any way you want, inside drawers and stuff like that. Also, don't forget, if you're going away for the summer or doing something or having a convention or an event or something, you need a safe to store stuff, and maybe even temporarily, they can rent you a safe. If you have a safe that's acting up, they can reset your master set code, or fix and repair safes and all that kind of stuff. Jewelry safes, and they can build a family storm shelter. These guys, Jeff and Mark and the whole family, they can do anything. They love their country, and they love taking care of your stuff. Showroom in Ackworth and on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Tax refund season is here. Why not invest in your home? For over 25 years, homeowners have trusted Southern Exteriors. With over 200,000 projects completed across 6 states. From windows and doors to roofing, siding, and gutters, we get the job done right the first time. Maximize your refund with 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any project. Boost your curb appeal or tackle those much-needed repairs today. Get your free estimate now at southernexteriors.co.
If you're thinking about a new Buick or GMC, don't wait. Now's the time. Head to Jim Ellis Buick GMC, where the price is right now.
Lock in your lowest price today before prices start to rise due to new tariffs. Shop early while inventory is strong. Right now, Jim Ellis Buick GMC has more than 400 vehicles in stock.
Whether it's the luxurious Buick Enclave or Envision, a spacious GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power and the capability of the Sierra and Canyon trucks.
And if you're shopping pre-owned, you'll find a great selection of certified vehicles too. Thoroughly inspected and ready to roll at Jim Ellis Buick GMC. You'll find exactly what you want. But don't wait too long. Get yours today before prices go up and vehicle selection goes down. No pressure, no games, just a transparent, customer-first experience that makes buying easy.
Start your search now before prices change at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or visit Jim Ellis Buick GMC in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard inside the perimeter or in Buford off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Baseball season is back. If too much celebrating leaves you in trouble after the game, it's important to know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds. We handle bonds from the stadium to the city, and in most cases, we can have you or your loved one out in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 3 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffers from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. We provide testosterone replacement therapy, the P-shot, and treatment for ED, PE, and Peyronie's disease. There's not just one therapy that can solve these complex issues. When you visit our clinic, you're going to see me. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. 404-777-1911. Total Body Therapy of Georgia. 404-777-1911. Online at tbtofga.com.
How long do you think you can stand on one foot, Flounder? Think you stand on one foot for an hour without...
I don't know about an hour.
The world record is a guy named Navi Ravi in India. He stood on 1 foot, world record, 34 hours.
I could not do that.
And all sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports and Pete Davis.
Which foot? The right, left, or one in the middle?
Holy moly. I can imagine.
Braves have the day off after dropping 2 out of 3 in Toronto. The Twins in town starting Friday night. Bryce Elder on the mound for Atlanta tomorrow. Chris Paddock for the Twinkies. Combined, the 2 starters have an ERA approaching 17.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
So
there you are.
Maybe we'll get some offense tomorrow.
That'd be good. I mean, 17
Drake,
at least.
good old Drake Baldwin, his first Major League homer. One of 2 bright spots yesterday.
1-2 to Baldwin. A fly ball to left field. It's going to send back Alan Roden. Roden going back to the wall, and that's going to clear the wall. And it's the first big league home run for Drake Baldwin.
Yeah, Ben Ingram was 680 the fan. There was opposite field, Oppo Taco right there.
Excellent.
Spencer Strider's start, the other bright spot. It was a success, and that he pitched well coming back from his elbow injury, but the bats fell silent, gave him no support. So try and fix this hitting problem. They brought up lefty bat Alex Verdugo from the Stripers. Alex, an outfielder who played for the Yankees last season, hit 13 homers. He replaces Brian De La Cruz, sent down to Gwinnett. Brian hitting just 191 this season.
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah.
We'll see.
Veteran umpire Hunter Wendelstedt went to a hospital yesterday after he was struck in the face behind first base with a line drive foul ball. Wendelstedt instantly fell to the ground as he took a direct hit from the line smash off the bat of Met center fielder Tyrone Taylor. Wendelstedt in his 28th major league season as an umpire, and I mean, it looked bad when he went down, but he got up and they helped him off.
Wow.
So we'll see.
They wear helmets. Do they wear helmets? Umpires wear helmets
No.
on the? They don't.
No.
Now, did he not see? I didn't see the thing. Did you see the video?
It was
Did he actually
so
not see it, or was it
hard
too fast?
Hit.
Yeah.
There's no chance to.
Really?
And he's 58 years old or something.
Oh, that's
There's
unbelievable.
no way he could have got out of the line of that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Brutal.
that quick. Legendary college football coach and broadcaster Lee Corso retiring from ESPN in August. He'll do one more College Game Day August 30th and call it a career after almost 4 decades in front of the camera. Corso first appeared on the show in 1987. Ronald Reagan was president. In 430 picks as to who would win that day of the main pick, Corso got 286 right. That's a 665 winning percentage if my mathing is correct.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
His popular antics include wearing mascots' heads, dressing up as Benjamin Franklin, riding motorcycles with the Oregon Duck. He held live gators in his hands and debated Katy Perry in the Grove. Whilst reading the ESPN story, I learned something. I know I was just surprised as you were. Corso held a number 2 pencil for most of the TV segments in the off-season. Why did he do that?
He held. He must have some kind of motor disease like Bob Dole.
Nope. In the off-season, he was director of business development for Dixon Ticonderoga, who
makes the pencils. I'll be damned.
Famous yellow pencils.
Yellow number 2.
I've never ever used a number 1.
I don't think they have them. Do they have them?
Would be. I don't know. Number 2 is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Corso survived a stroke in 2009, later coming back to work. Overshadowed by his broadcasting career, Lee Corso, 28 years as a college and pro football coach, 15 years as a head coach at Louisville, Indiana, and Northern Illinois. Played college ball at Florida State, where he's known as the Sunshine Scooter. Held the school record for career interceptions for 2 decades after he graduated, and also played quarterback for the Seminoles.
I'll be darned. I didn't know that part.
Hell of a career, Lee Corso. A few years ago, I was thinking he needs to retire, and then need to push him out
there. Yeah.
And then after a year or two, it was like, what am I talking about? Let the man do it as long as he wants to do it.
Yeah, like Bob Uecker, go till you can't.
Yeah. 2 football players suspended by head coach Kirby Smart are leaving the Bulldogs. Offensive lineman Marcus Easley and receiver Nitro Tuggle entering the transfer portal. Don't touch yourself. You're on camera. Remember that.
I want to say that.
The spring portal period opened yesterday. The 2 troubled Bulldogs players were disciplined in March for separate incidents involved reckless driving.
Oh, God, when I was in college in 1964 in the fall, we were not allowed to have cars. You couldn't have a car on a college campus unless you were like a senior.
Yeah.
Takes care of that problem.
That's not a bad law.
I'm seriously, you want to walk everywhere you have to go? That changed your life.
Yeah. Get a scooter.
Yeah.
Barstool Sports has a story about the late, great Mike Leach when he was head coach of the Red Raiders. If you believe this tale, Leach wanted to have a midget running back, and on short goal line plays, wanted to hand the ball off to the little guy, then have a larger player grab him, lift him up, take him by the ankles, and swing him over the defensive line, ball and all. If true, it just shows how far advanced Mike Leach was in the art of play calling.
I wonder if that's legal.
And they were saying if an assistant coach stood up and says, no, coach, you can't do that, that assistant coach needs to be fired from wherever he is right now.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend is quite busy these days.
Yes,
along with Jordan Hudson's duties of running the Tar Heels football program, she's now entering a beauty pageant. She wants to be Miss Maine. But since it's Maine and they love their tranny freaks up there, Jordan will have to compete against a man pretending to be a woman in the pageant.
Well, why in the world would she want to do that? Seriously.
Seriously, I mean, with all that's going on, she's got a little bit of legitimacy.
Belichick?
Why is she entering a beauty pageant? Come on. Yeah, poor Bill. Well, I can't say poor Bill. He's getting more action than you and I combined right now. So whatever.
I know.
The Falcons have chosen former great linebacker Keith Brooking to announce their NFL draft picks on day 2 of the event being held in Green Bay starting next Thursday.
I remember when he was at Georgia Tech.
That's right.
And I remember thinking, boy, he looked like he was like 5'8", 190. But the fact of the matter was, he was a pretty good little linebacker there for quite a while.
His first appearance after they signed him is back when we were working at the station. We had the Falcons.
Yeah.
We were the what do you call it?
We did turkey giveaways and Thanksgiving and stuff with those people.
By the way, I looked outside earlier. There's a turkey walking across my front yard. Get off subject. He thinks he's pretty brazen right now. Anyway, Keith Brooking's first appearance, I think, after the Falcons drafted him, was on our station. And Jeff Hullinger and I were doing the morning show, and we were doing it from a crystal somewhere. And Keith was the guest. I have pictures of him in a crystal. He's
cool.
So young looking.
Oh, he looked like a kid, like a baby. Yeah, he did.
He did, but he could hit. First round pick of the Falcons in a 98 draft, 11 seasons in Atlanta, 5 consecutive Pro Bowls, led all NFL defenders with 126 solo tackles in 2003. His 888 solo tackles ranked 3rd in Falcons history as an individual defender behind only Jesse Tuggle and Scott Case. He left the Yellow Jackets as their all-time leading tackler.
Wow.
Keith Brooking.
Good for him.
And this came as no surprise. ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter has no sense of humor. Adam, known for having a cell phone surgically attached to his skull so he won't miss any rumors, took a day off to watch the Masters live. You can't bring a cell phone into Augusta National Golf Club. So Shefty was already feeling nervous, hoping he didn't miss a big scoop. So imagine his chagrin when a 20-year-old came running up to him at the hole and said, "Hey, did you hear about the humongous NFL trade?" Adam says his heart sank into his stomach, but then the young man said, "Just kidding." Adam did not find it funny and is whining now about how unfunny it was to do that to him.
Oh, please. God.
As Sergeant Hulka in the movie Stripes said, "Lighten up, Francis."
Oh,
seriously. I'm telling you, is there any more pompous, self-important group of people on this planet than sports writers? We're doing something really important here, you know.
And
we're covering a team.
They keep proving it.
I mean, it's fun. It's a fun job. Well, it's hard work. I'll tell you that.
It's very hard work.
A beat writer,
you
it's
run
very hard
around
work.
and getting quiet. It's a monster.
And travel and all that. But you're not curing cancer.
Right.
And you don't have the great American novel sitting in your desk somewhere just waiting to be completed. If only somebody in New York would read it. If only a literary agent would read it. It's not that important. So get over yourselves. It just kills me.
That's funny.
Today in sports history, April 17th. As bad as this start has been for the Braves, it's not the worst by far. 1988. After 10 straight losses, the Braves win their first game of the season 3-1 over the Dodgers. Zane Smith, the winner. Atlanta's 0-10 start, the worst in National League history until the 97 Cubs will do even worse, losing their first 14 games. Meanwhile, over the American League, the Orioles lose their 12th straight to the Indians on their way to setting the all-time record of 21 straight losses to open the season, which I think got Frank Robinson fired, or did it? No, didn't it get, oh, God. Who's the shorts? Ripken Sr. Wasn't he fired?
Daddy's might. That might. That kind of sounds familiar.
I think it got him fired from that. I don't think it was. I think Robinson took over.
Maybe
from
he took
Ripken
over because of that. I can't remember.
1925, Babe Ruth has an operation for an intestinal abscess. Could have been a hernia. He was there for 6 weeks in the hospital. 30-year-old Yankee outfielder will miss the first 40 games of the season due to his bellyache heard around the world, which is a misconception. Supposedly he had consumed 40 hot dogs and sodas at spring training in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and that's what made him sick.
Well, that's not my problem. I can tell you that.
1929, 5 a.m. ceremony, opening day. To avoid the crowds, Claire Hodgson, a divorced actress and model from Athens, Georgia, becomes the second Mrs. Babe Ruth. What happened to the first Mrs. Babe Ruth?
He killed her.
Julia Woodford died in a house fire in Watertown, Massachusetts 3 months before.
Wow.
She was depressed. He had left her. They had broken up, and she was depressed. And supposedly she fell asleep or something, caught on fire, and she died in the house. And he supposedly broke him up pretty bad when he found out about it. So.
I think the most beautiful teenage girl I ever knew in my life was from Watertown, New York, and she was killed in a car wreck when she was 18 years old. I had met her at a prom, in prep school prom, when she was 16. She was the most beautiful girl I had ever seen. And that was a heartbreak. She was part of our crowd.
That sounds like one of the plots of Animal House, where he goes over to the female sorority, pretending for a date to pick up the girl.
Can you find some more
bits?
girls for my friends? Do you mind if we dance with your dates? Why no? And by the way, quick birthday, Boomer Esiason, 64 today, former NFL quarterback, Monday Night Football commentator, now on CBS, and replaced Don Imus on The Fan back in 2007. For
Nobody replaced
No, not really. The Imus. 5:31, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, Thursday afternoon. How's it going? The sun's still out. Looks like it's going to get hot, apparently, going into the 80s, I guess.
Turkeys are out.
Here we go. All right, stand by.
The president said it himself.
America is back.
And Extra 106.3 continues on as the only conservative news and talk station in Atlanta. The news changes by the day, and you can count on Extra 106.3 to bring it to you straight every day without the spin. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Yes, we had a great time doing our show yesterday at Stovall & Company, our third-generation family, locally owned, operated business for landscaping, wholesaling, supply stuff. Paul has been running the joint with his sons, Trip and Devin. Their whole family's there, and the employees. I mean, they're just so welcoming. These guys serve their country and they serve their community. They've been providing contractors with personalized service. That's why they've been so successful. This was their 11th location operated where we were in Canton. A job site delivery, hassle-free stuff. If you're looking for it, it's probably already on the way. We sure love doing business with these family companies like Stovall. Grateful to partner with them in our community as well. Check them out on the web and see what they can do for you. StovallInc.com.
Hey, Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How do you know when you're in love?
Well, can't stop thinking about them. Your heart races sometimes, and you just want to be with them every moment of the day.
Dad, I think I'm in love then.
Got a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I remember my first Subaru, too.
There are so many reasons to love a new Subaru. From Subaru of Gwinnett, like standard symmetrical all-wheel drive on most models, top-rated gas mileage, and technology and safety that will give you the warm and fuzzies. Like the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, with 182 horsepower and up to 120 cubic feet of interior space. Or the 2024 Subaru Outback, built to take you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance. Add in their amazing staff and incredible service department, and you'll understand why love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But the only way to know it's the one is to come in for a test drive. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard in Duluth, or start shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on the station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Spring has sprung at Truist Park. Grab your crew and come out to enjoy the spring weather and watch your Atlanta Braves as the Minnesota Twins come to town April 18th through the 20th. The weekend includes live music from the Braves house band Party Nation before the game on Friday on the Plaza Green, and of course Friday night fireworks presented by the Georgia Lottery after the game. Then on Sunday, it's all about the kids with the Blooper Mascot Security T-shirt giveaway for the first 3,000 kids through the gates.
Fly ball to deep right. That's way back and gone. Home run, Ozuna.
And the home homestand continues with the St. Louis Cardinals on April 21st through the 23rd. On April 22nd, the first 15,000 fans will receive the Chipper Jones 2000 All-Star Game bobblehead presented by SeatGeek, commemorating his participation during the 2000 All-Star Game in Atlanta. Visit Braves.com/promos to check out all the fun and purchase your tickets today. Atlanta Braves baseball, we are Braves country.
You've likely heard about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too, with their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. An easy, affordable way to see how it could literally change your life. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally, developed by doctors. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Trying it couldn't be easier with their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call. 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, every day you feel better is a day you live better. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start today. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
It's the NRA Annual Meetings and Exhibits at the World Congress Center, April 25th to 27th. 14 acres of guns and gear. A freedom-filled weekend with activities for the entire family. Tickets just $10. NRA members get in free. Visit NRAtickets.com.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Not only do we all belong to the government by default, we all belong to government unions. Is that the process that's going on in the minds of these people, blindly criticizing any attempt to cut back the size and power of the federal government? Think about it.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3.
Famous song, not Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Okay, as we all know, Bob Dylan did this song and made the whole thing of the freewheeling, and that was the whole deal. However, on the radio stations and rock and roll in the 60s, you would hear Peter, Paul, and Mary's version of Blowing in the Wind and not Bob Dylan's. So, I'm telling you that the people in America heard Blowing in the Wind from Peter, Paul, and Mary long before they heard it from Bob Dylan.
I disagree completely with that. And
you weren't even born yet.
I'm telling you, I was born when that came out. I was born when I didn't know much was going on at the time.
Yeah, you were 4.
Okay, this will blow your mind. The movie claims he pretty much did it for a girl. Because he wasn't big in the civil rights movement until he started dating that chick, and she was huge in the movement, and he did it because of her.
Well, whatever. I mean, God bless him. Anyway, Bob Dylan, in 1965, when that thing was called. Okay, now, let's see. Check this kind of weird birthday thing here. Henry Ian Cusick is 58. He was Russ Taylor and MacGyver. William Mapother is 60. Tom Cruise's cousin. He was in Mission Impossible 2. L. Scott Caldwell is actually a girl, and the L stands for Laverne. What do they have in common? Henry Ian Cusick was also Desmond on Lost. He's 58. William Mapother is 60, Tom Cruise's cousin. He was Ethan on Lost. And L. Scott Caldwell, the L stands for Laverne, played Rose on Lost. I mean, and I didn't even have them linked together until I put them together myself on the birthday list. And now, wait a minute, that's kind of weird. Anyway, and one more thing. Speaking of weird things and connections, and I think this is a cute story, and that's why I'm going to end with it here. A caveman love story, 1981. It took place in 1 zillion BC, October 9th. The long-forgotten film Caveman was a unique film. Almost all the dialogue was spoken in caveman language, except for the few times English was incorporated as a complete joke. 1 zillion BC. The slapstick comedy was panned by everybody, the critics including, although the critics included it because even though it starred Ringo Starr, Barbara Bach, Dennis Quaid, Shelley Long, John Matuzak, Avery Schreiber, and Richard Mall. Caveman didn't win any awards, but it did win a couple of hearts. It was on the set of the film Caveman where Ringo Starr and Bach first met. 1 year later, they were married and still are. What a story. How'd you two meet?
She was.
How'd you two meet? What a great story. Of all the things that a Beatle would be, pretty cool. Anyway, current Pete and Flounder, 541. Okay, now, El Salvador. Again, if you hadn't heard it and didn't see Jesse Waters last night, I don't know whether anybody covered it. And, well, in fact, we're going to talk about why most of them did not. But last night, there was, in fact, let me get the thing here. Last night, the Angel Mom speech in the White House briefing room was the mother, Patty Marin, the mother of Rachel Marin, the mother of 5, who was raped and butchered and murdered by a scumbag from El Salvador who got caught. He got caught. And his name was Hernandez. The other El Salvadorian in the news, last name is Garcia. He's the guy who supposedly was just called a Maryland man by all the media. Oh, he was a married Maryland man, and he's got children, and he's just a Maryland. Yeah, well, here's the latest on that, and this came out last night, and we haven't heard one single reaction saying, boy, do we get that wrong. Here's the story of this guy Garcia from El Salvador who was sent back to El Salvador, and he's the one that they all want to come home. Okay, so the Garcia guy who over in El Salvador in the prison, they want him to come back. Domestic violence. His wife had to file a restraining order against him. He was a violent wife beater. At this point, she said, I'm afraid to be close to him. I have multiple photos and videos of what he did to me. The bruises, the violence, punching and scratching my eye, throwing my laptop all over the place, got angry again, yelling, ripped my shirt and shorts, grabbed my arm, leaving marks all over, beating me, left me with a black eye, hit me with his work boot. Another time, that's just the wife-beating part, had to file a restraining order against him. Department of Homeland Security, documents this week. He was deported to the Omega prison. Let's see. First, let me get more of the roundup here. Let's see. He was rounded up. He was found, hold on a second now, son of a gun. He was found loitering in a Home Depot parking lot with other known MS-13 gang members and had illicit drugs on him. MS-13 gang members do not hang around with people at Home Depot unless they're members of the gang, period. That's obviously the truth. He was part of the gang. Reliable, proven sources say he even had a nickname. The part of the Western clique, or you call it clique, the rank of Quechero or Keo, something like that, and he had his own gang name, Chele. Okay, gangbanger, a member of MS-13. His name is Garcia. He also wore gangbanger clothing, a Chicago Bulls hat with a hoodie and rolls of money covering the eyes, ears, and mouth of the presidents on the different dollar bill denominations, indicative of the Hispanic gang culture. It represents ver, oyer, y calar, or see no evil, hear no evil, say no evil. The Bulls hat had less to do with the Bulls and more about internal happenings with Latin gangs. It represents a member in good standing with MS-13. He's a member of MS-13, and not one member of the media or anybody has said a damn thing about sorry about that. We should leave him over there. He deserves to be in prison where he is. And now, Donald Trump's administration. Last night, Angel Marin's mom, Patty, was at the White House. MSNBC and CNN never even bothered covering it. But she made a few comments wondering what the hell's going on. Flounder, if you will, please, the comments from the Angel mom last night at the White House. Right here with the
Why
comment.
are we not protecting the American citizens? It's just common sense. Why are we not protecting our children? And to have a senator from Maryland who didn't even acknowledge or barely acknowledged my daughter and the brutal death that she endured, leaving her 5 children without a mother and now a grandbaby without a grandmother, so that he can use my taxpayer money to fly to El Salvador to bring back someone that's not even an American citizen. Why does that person have more right than I do, or my daughter, or my grandchildren?
Everybody's criticizing this whole business. MSNBC and CNN never even bothered covering it. The FCC says they're supposed to be helping, serving the public interest, and they refuse to cover that part of it. And Caroline Levitt at the podium says, my God, they all know, what's going on here. This is just appalling, disgusting. And the senator from Maryland goes over to try to get the MS-13 gang member back. And like the mom said, he didn't even recognize. He's from Maryland, along with where her mother, the daughter was who got murdered. From Maryland. And the Maryland senator goes over to get a different El Salvadorian MS-13 member back to America. I'm flabbergasted.
We got some breaking news about the FSU shooter.
All right.
Supposedly, he's put some social media things out.
He's a 20-year-old son of a deputy sheriff. Yes, sir.
Very anti-Trump and
God.
pro-Palestinian.
Jew hater.
Basically, here's supposedly a quote in the FSU News. I think it's a little too late. Trump is already going to be inaugurated on January 20th, and there's not really much you can do unless you outright revolt.
Good Lord. What snapped him to go kill people? I wonder who he was targeting, if anybody, or what he was doing. It was his mother's gun,
He's
the
big.
deputy sheriff gun.
Big LGBTQ rights, stop attacking immigrants, fight Trump and the GOP. This guy is crazy.
And he was a student. They say the 2 dead were not students, but he was a student. And obviously, here you go, your modern day student, a Jew hater, a Trump hater, and want to do something about it. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
There you are. 447. It's another world, my friends. Skipper Pete and Flounder. Hi, what do you think? What do you think? My goodness.
Did you miss Neil Bortz?
I am shocked.
Don't worry. He's live anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Oh, that radio show.
Did traffic cause you to miss some of the Kimmer Show? Get it on the app.
It's all the kids talk about on Monday at school.
With anytime show replays from the Kimmer, Bortz, The Morning Extra, Clay and Buck, and so much more. Plus local headlines and breaking news. Grab the XTRA 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your system running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. So turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts for your system's maintenance. With Central, you get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. It's allergy season, and Central Heating and Air can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation, locally owned and operated HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
If you've traveled lately, you may have dealt with those annoying airline fees. But those can be minor compared to the fees you're paying in your portfolio. Kevin McAlpin here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement. So, Evan, when you do a fee analysis, what are some of the things you typically uncover?
Kevin, most of the folks who come in my office for the first time, we do a full review of their entire portfolio, and they're very shocked at what they're actually paying in fees because there is no receipt that tells you exactly what you're paying, except there really is. You get a 400-page prospectus every year, And no one reads them because on page 68 and 400 and 362 and 27 and 342 are where all your fees. And if you can find them, you can deduce exactly what your receipt is. But no one ever reads those. No one can ever decipher them because that's by design. My industry's created those so that you can't find them. And so what we do is we do a full analysis, we do a full deep dive into what you're actually paying. I don't mind you paying fees if you're getting the reward. Are you paying fees and doing better than the market for the same amount of risk? Or vice versa, are you getting the same returns but with way less risk? Well, then maybe you're getting what you paid for. I don't mind hiring and paying for quality, but we got to do a review to know, one, exactly what you're paying, and two, are you getting what you pay for? And if you don't know that, then we have to do a review to be able to know exactly where you're at.
Call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary fee review on your retirement savings and investments. That number is 678-736-7799, 678-736-7799. Or get more details anytime online. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
This is Tom with the Honest Car Guy.
Hey, what's with all this honesty stuff?
We help you buy your next pre-owned car or truck honestly.
How honestly?
We guarantee that each vehicle we sell will come with a bill of sale showing what we paid for the vehicle. You'll pay what we pay, plus our disclosed fee guaranteed.
No gimmicks or tricks?
Nope.
Man, this sounds like a new way to buy a car.
Get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or visit honestcarguy.com.
Hey, it's a Kimmer. You know, a great smile can make you more successful as well as make you happy. Yes, it's true. And your smile's waiting for you at my dentist, Dr. Dina Giesler, my friend for 30 years and dentist forever. This woman at Atlanta Smiles, atlantasmiles.com, the dentist with the doggy. It's really true, whether it's just regular cleaning or bridges or crowns or are your teeth bothering a little bit, maybe a little ache or something, or your gums it's not going to get better on its own. Take it from me, I found that out the hard way. Taking care of your teeth and gums and everybody's happy. And by the way, you can relax with Dr. Dina. This is an individual, private VIP experience. The latest technology. She used AI to get my last thing done at my last visit. And don't forget the doggies, a little doggy to take a nap in your lap while you're getting your work done. And this staff, these ladies are angels, I promise you. You'll love going there. A veteran herself, Dr. Dina, 10% veterans discount off the top. Tell them when you call. 404-262-7733. Your smile's waiting. Get the doggy, atlantasmiles.com.
You protect your physical health by choosing your doctors carefully. Protect your financial health by choosing an attorney carefully. An accident can be very costly. You want to receive the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law. My friend David Van Sant will take care of you, trust me, very well. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. The website is vansantlaw.com. In the event of an accident, it could be the most important phone call you make.
What a story this is here. Eddie Cochran.
I'm a gonna raise a fuss, I'm a gonna raise a holler. About a working all summer just to try to earn a dollar.
1960, touring in Britain, 21-year-old American singer Eddie Cochran was riding in a taxi with friends when he was traveling, crashed into a lamppost on Roden Hill in Chippenham, Wiltshire in Great Britain. He was a man behind Summertime Blues, Come On Everybody. They were trying to catch a flight with his friends back to the United States. He was a cocky, rebellious image, very different from the polished idols between Elvis and the Beatles. He had a little harder edge. Rock and rollers like Eddie Cochran and his tour mate Gene Vincent, famous for Bebop-A-Lula. Future members of the British Invasion listen to this stuff. Bebop-A-Lula was what John Lennon was playing at the 1957 Garden Party when he first met Paul McCartney. And it was Cochran's 20-Flight Rock that Paul McCartney talked John to play that same afternoon after being invited to join Lennon's Quarrymen. At least one Beatle saw him, a guitar playing and stage persona, made a strong impression. He said he was standing at the microphone, Eddie Cochran, standing at the microphone, started to talk, and he put his two hands through his hair, pushing his hair back. George Harrison later said a girl, one lone voice, screamed out, "Oh, Eddie, oh, Eddie." And Harrison said he coolly murmured into the mic, "Hi, honey." And George Harrison thought, "Oh, my God, this is rock and roll." And by the way, Gene Vincent was traveling with him. He got messed up, along with a fiancée songwriter Sharon Seeley, who wrote Ricky Nelson's hit "Poor Little Fool." They were in the same car, going 60 miles an hour in a dark, winding section of the road. Vincent broke his collarbone. Other passengers had some injuries. Eddie Cochran, though, was thrown from the vehicle when hit the light post and died the next day. 1960, 21 years old. And he was a force to affect a lot of the Beatles. And again, can you imagine the persona when George Harrison looking at the guy, he's up at the microphone, he's being cool, wiping his fingers through his long, rock and roll hair, and a girl says, "Oh, Eddie," and he says, "Hey, baby." Oh, man. I mean, how cool is that? Hi, honey. Birthday list. Let's see. Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice, is 51. And let's see, Jan Hammer, the Czechoslovakian composer of the theme to Miami Vice, is 77. And there were a couple of bimbo chicks in The Sopranos that kind of looked the same. Leslie Bega is 58 years old today. Leslie Bega was in ahead of the class, played Maria. But Leslie Bega was the girl with Ralphie that he met in the barn when the horse was being burned up, and she was kind of the trickster. She fooled around, made practical jokes with Tony Soprano as his girlfriend, and she's the one, I think, set herself on fire accidentally. And Leslie Bega is 58 from The Sopranos of him. Anyway, okay, Doc, 5:56. Camera Pete and Flounder. Let's play the soundbite of that lawyer. The lawyer for the Texas teenager, the black teenager who killed the white kid. The family's got a lawyer. They've already made $500,000. They bought a Ford, a Cadillac Escalade, living in a $1 million gated community house. And their lawyer's now holding news conferences. And he's the father of the dead white kid who already forgave the black kid for doing it. Showed up to see what the news conference was about. When the family held a news conference, here's their lawyer complaining about the father of the dead kid showing up there.
And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later.
Don't be what now? Don't be.
That was disrespectful.
By that, do you mean?
And just shows you all the character who is not invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words, okay? What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate, yet bigotry, and yet racism. We have conservative operatives that have been posting nonstop about this case.
Conservative operatives posting nonstop. Please, political? Talk about political. My God. You got the bond lord, and then you bought a Cadillac Escalade in a big house, and you're going to claim race card that, show the black man has to stand up for himself kind of deal. The white kid was unarmed. Two student athletes, high school kids. So the black kid pulls out, he says, "Oh, you touch me, find out what happens to you." Pulls out a knife, stabs him in the heart. They're going to make a hell of a racial case out of this, I guarantee it. Anyway, and he's free on, to walk around. He's out with a...
selling T-shirts, $25.
Oh, we got to raise money. 558 Flounders Funnies. Here we go. Good.
I realized early on that these student loans are basically small business loans, and the business is you, and you're maybe not such a great business. Look, if they call them small business loans, no 18-year-old kid would ever get the loan because it's a bad idea for a business. If you had to go to the bank, to the small business desk and ask me, like, "Yeah, I'm going to need $150,000. They'd be like, "All right, what's your business idea?" "All right, here's the idea. For the next 4 years, I'm going to get blackout drunk. But also, I'm going to get a degree in sociology." They'd be like, "Get the fuck out of our bank."
Oh, Daisy Flounder.
Like, "That's fine, I will." But
did you get the wording of the word there?
I did, and I thought that was bleeped out, and it looks like it wasn't.
Well, that's all right. Maybe well, bleep it out. We'll play it again later. We'll do it tomorrow in case they missed it, because it's pretty funny. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, boys, tomorrow's Let It Rip Friday. We have a cute little doggy story. And Flounder, I forgot to have you print that out for me today, but we'll do it tomorrow because it's kind of cute and you'll like it. And it shows why we're not worthy of dogs. Anyway, gotta go. You're killing me. Christine, sing me home, baby. Grover's ready. Maybe he's going to go play with a turkey in your front yard. Look out, I got to go. You're killing me.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.